Welcome to another edition of Medical Cannabis Live, brought to you every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. by THC2. Also brought to you by Studio 30. Tonight's guests with Perry are Bo Spiker of New Millennium Nutrients and Jair Velleman of Dutch Lighting Innovations. Tonight's musical guest, Penny Fox.
Yes, listen, here we are, folks. Perry Jones III, and you know it. Number 16. Let me throw that number at you. This is the Sweet 16, because let me tell you, we've got some sweet guests on tonight. You know how we do it. We own this show. We appreciate you guys coming to Medical Cannabis Marketplace every Wednesday, 7 p.m. right here live on all platforms, all channels. Look at these gentlemen. Can you zoom out? Look at these pretty guys right here. I'm going to let them introduce themselves and get right into this because I'm excited about what these gentlemen bring. You guys know we bring that fire. We bring great content, great people, great businesses with great products to impact the Oklahoma market and others out there. Guys, come on, tell them who you are.
Yes, my name's Bo Spiker. We own a company called New Millennium Nutrients based out of Colorado. Hydroponic nutrient. We do some big ag blends as well. And we're happy to be here, Per.
You hear that, guys, right there from Colorado. We got them here, you know.
Denver, Colorado.
I love the mountains, so I love the mountains. Come on.
My name is Jair Velleman, and I'm from Dutch Lighting Innovations, and we're a Holland-based company, and we're very happy to be here in Oklahoma. Very exciting.
Guys, just got the chills right here. You know why? Because it shows that we're expanding, and this is great because they're coming into our state. And so, guys, let's go in and let's give a little background about who you guys are, because what's beautiful is these gentlemen knew each other and know each other for a long time. And so to have them individually on the show tonight, and then they go, oh, well, we know each other. You know, it's just synergy, and we bring that good energy. That's what I like to call that. So, guys, can we get a little background, Bo? Would you tell me a little bit about, like, how you got started, when that started?
1999, we opened a hydroponic store in Denver, Colorado, the second one in Colorado.
Okay.
You know, ran across multiple people, good connections, ended up in Holland, bringing in some lights, some other products. Started a chemical company 14 years ago, and it's been a dream.
Wow.
Every day.
Every day you're growing.
Yeah.
Every day I'm growing. Well, I don't know if that's we're going to make it a song. I think we can do that.
Nice.
Wow. And so how'd you go to Holland? Like, did you just researching
and trying to research and bring in products? You know, Holland had a Dutch culture of, great cannabis growers, right? That's where every seed that any of us grow today, really the backbones to who put it on the map at the beginning. So obviously was the place we needed to be, getting over there, getting some seeds and running across some great people.
Come on now and tell me about that, because obviously, I mean, that's a hierarchy, and it is true. Great cannabis origins coming from there. I would say the base of what a lot of the things that we're liking these days, if you're an old head, Tell me about coming from Holland, a little bit back a year back.
Wow. I'm an Amsterdam local. I'm born in Amsterdam. I think my first grow was when I was 16. Was in the basement of my mother, and I pretty much in cannabis for the last 35 years. I've done some wild things in this industry. I started a little company, a long time ago called Cavita. We ended up being the largest horticultural lighting company in the world. I got the chance to sell my company and actually secure my family, and I was bored, so we came back with a new company called DLI, Dutch Lighting Innovations, and I wasn't ready yet, so pretty much I'm here touring the U.S. together with Bo, and
Great team.
a great team, and
soil lights. I mean, all you got to do is mess
You
the
need
middle.
seeds.
That's it.
If you
That's
have
it.
seeds,
Add some
we're
water,
ready.
2 more ingredients. I mean, you're there. It's just on you after that. But I mean, we've got the base of it. You got the ground and you got the air covered right here.
Right. The
And
foundation, the walls, and the roof, right?
Wow. And listen, with Oklahoma being one of those states that has home growing with their
Right.
licenses, as well as like Missouri, they're able to do that. What do you think about the home growing culture for individuals as opposed to, mass facilities? And do you
well,
guys have
when I started with back in, I think I started selling lights in the U.S. back in 2009. So
Okay.
there wasn't real commercial. It was all about tomatoes.
Yes,
And
yes.
it was all about home growing, and started in California because that was where the market was there. Pretty much moved quickly into Humboldt
Yep.
because that was kind of back then when Humboldt was.
change.
That was kind of the change. So
Wow. Just thinking about in cannabis, guys, like, I mean, we've all been, anybody who's been on the show has been in the industry for quite some time. You know what I mean? Whether whatever, right? But looking at the change in how cannabis has affected society, you talk about 1999, I was a junior at that time, just smoked my first joint and was just like, not even understanding or knowing what was happening, but I know that worked and that felt
Right.
that great, right? Then you fast forward to 2009 and you're shifting from outdoor things to now more refined, and then energy actually being a factor, right? Because at that time, I'm just now getting an apartment, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, you don't know about that until you get that electric bill, right? And this is the time of them scanning houses and shit, you know?
Absolutely.
So just hearing for me, that timeline right there really takes you back, and here we are now in 2023, and I mean, you guys have been in it longer than I have, but wow, right? Like, that's a crazy change in the way our industry
Been a good
is.
ride.
It's
Yeah.
been amazing. I mean, when we both started, we could never imagine the things we would see in the future and what we're experiencing right now. And I think definitely Oklahoma. I remember like 8 years ago, like Oklahoma, that will never happen. Like,
That was the
never,
talk
ever.
for everybody, right? Like I
Absolutely.
was one of them. Like, I mean, it just was never an option. It seemed like
No,
You know what I
Oklahoma.
mean? It's not like no Oklahoma. It's just like that's not even an option at all.
No, Oklahoma
you know?
wasn't an option.
Yeah,
we
and
never.
so-
I remember the day that Oklahoma went legal, and I'm like, what? Like, really? I thought it was a joke first when they actually said it to me.
Man, so you remember when you heard it was going legal,
yeah.
right? I think that's going to be maybe our new question at the end of this service, right? I think like trying to find out, hey, where were you when you heard Oklahoma went legal? Because that always kind of brings in some kind of memories for different people. What did you think when it happened?
I mean, when it happened, we were in Denver. Denver was really the first state to go fully legal rec and medical. We sold more black market grows from 99 to 2008, 20 light rooms and basements. Those were big operations. People were making money, enjoying themselves, loving the plant. And then 2008 hits and everyone had 10,000 square foot. Little different concept. We all learned together, changing lighting, changing fans, changing nutrition, and writing SOPs. And, I mean, it's been an amazing ride. It's taken us all over the world, family, relationships, friendships that, you never would have thought cannabis. When we started, it was something everyone looked down at, right? Like Jair said, people would come in. We all talked about tomatoes. We all were growing cannabis, and just to see how open and the research towards medicine and strains and the plant, it's been amazing.
Man, that's amazing to hear. I mean, again, I'm sitting here just rolling in what my experience was, right? And then starting to get those fine genetics and all of these different things happening. But being on the other end of actually providing the soil that allowed that to hit the market, right? But then the lighting that comes in to do that. Give me a little bit of background behind your nutrients, your soil company in general. Like, did you go to school for that? Were you on the ground learning from
Back to
relationships,
right?
head-on, mentors?
I started growing plants in '93. Killed multiple rounds of plants, right?
Sounds like my wife and I right now.
Well, we'll help you. We'll help you, Perry. We're here for you. I mean, trial and error.
Right.
Met some great people. My agronomist / plant nutritionist, I met him in 2000.
Okay.
At the time, he was the formulator for the largest hydroponic nutrient company in the world at the time.
Nice. Wow.
Came out of Cal Poly, had a large background with Sunkist, Diamond, multiple other companies. We had a great relationship. 2010, I had sold one of my other retail stores and opened a new one called Chlorophyll in Denver, Colorado.
Okay.
With my other business partner, Lee McCall, that wrote for multiple publications. Educated people on growing plants all over the United States. And at that time, Neil Watson, we had talked him into teaching us how to make nutrients, right? He had left the company, was doing some algae and biofuel, and that's where it started, with a chemical company. And we're still learning every day, right?
Yeah, I think that's that hunger, which, Jair, tell me about that when you went from selling the first company, right? And then you're like, I'm not done yet. That's that entrepreneur spirit. To
also, you have to understand that all my friends are in this industry. And because I was traveling the world, they're all around the world.
Right.
So on the day that I kind of retired, it wasn't that funny. And I missed my community.
Yes.
So I actually have to stay working.
To be around.
To be around and to actually see my friends. Otherwise, I wouldn't see my friends anymore.
Talk about, I just got chills with that. Because that's not like why you do what you do. That was a perfect sum. And you're a perfect example because you said, 35 years in the industry?
Yeah.
Tell me about this, because I'm very intrigued about this. What got you into doing lighting? Was your first company in lighting?
I started as a hydro store, cannabis grower to hydro store to distributor in Europe, importing, exporting hydro equipment, grow equipment, and then I got in contact with the owner of Gavita, Dick de Horst, and he was. It was this commercial. For greenhouses and tomato growing and food production, they made lights. And they had a double-ended lamp. And I saw that double-ended lamp, and I'm like, how does that work for cannabis? And like, nobody knows, but you grow better tomatoes and better fruits with it, so why not better cannabis?
Correct.
So we did a couple of tests, and it ended out really well. So I pretty much took a light under my arm, and I went to California, and I doubled everybody's yield. It was the introduction of the double-ended HPS lamp. And then we made the controller that could control. That was the first digital controller for lights on this market. And we took over the entire market and ended up being the largest in the world because we were a global company. And at a certain moment, somebody comes and so we sold the company. And of course, corporate does what it does. And I wasn't... I had a non-compete,
Okay.
So I had to stay out for a while. I was really sad. I tried to stay, travel a little bit, but not
Wasn't
really
the same.
It wasn't the same. So a little while ago, some of my old partners in Gavita, they bought DNI, and pretty much are like, Jair, come over. Let's see if we can do this again, because it was such a great ride.
Right.
And I don't want to come back to the industry and not have something special,
Yes.
like I did before. So we did a lot of development and made sure we got some new technology that will wow growers.
Okay.
So, and I got one of them today. I got one of them here. We have a full line of lighting from HPS to LED to UV.
Guys, we're gonna come right back to you. We're gonna take a break, and when we come back, we're gonna dive into what they actually do, what they actually have. And as you see it, we have products. So I'm intrigued. I'm excited. I know you're excited. I'll see you guys back here in just a minute.
That's music from Petty Fox. And now let's get back to Medical Cannabis Marketplace Live, brought to you by THC2 and Studio 30. This week's guests, Bo Spiker of New Millennium Nutrients and Jair Velleman of Dutch Lighting Innovations. And now, back to your host, Perry Jones III.
We're leveling up every show. Every show we're trying new things. If you guys would like to see someone, if you guys would like to hear something, see something on our show, like, comment, subscribe, thumbs up, share, follow, all of the things that the cool kids say, that applies to this show as well. So definitely go and check that out. We are here with some badass guests, guys. I am so stoked to really go in depth on what these gentlemen have with us and what they do and how that differs from all the other replicators in the game, is what I'm gonna have to say. I mean, because from the time of what you guys just said, that's history, and I have yet to meet anyone in that base of the history doing it. So you guys are the innovators for us. Bo, talk to me, man. Let's go into the nutrients. Tell me more about what it is. How does it work for a novice, from someone who is a market consumer? How would I supply for me being a grower now, my own home grow?
I mean, Per, probably the biggest thing I think that differentiates us from other nutrient companies out there, we are a professional chemical company. We grow a lot of biostimulants. We grow our own microbes. We run a lot of aquatic plants that we extract from. More of a craft line with the New Millennium. Our chemical plant, we do some ag stuff. We have other lines in the backyard gardening, a lot of organics. Millennium is our go-to for the cannabis hydroponic market.
For those that don't know, as I'm getting ready to go into growing, we have a vineyard, we have some other things in the works. You're learning, you're constantly learning as an entrepreneur, but really as a patient, wanting to make sure that, just take care of myself, that I have the best things going into my body, right? Absolutely. And if you control it from the ground up, as much as you can, that's what you're trying to do. So tell me more about the chemical company, because really the nutrients help out and they're applied. And tell me more about that, if you don't mind.
You know, I think a lot of base nutrients is just regular NPK. That's what a plant needs to grow.
NPK is what a plant needs to grow.
Your
Okay.
16 essential elements. There's a few of us out there that I think do some tailored minerals that go in base, but
Some
for the
boutique stuff.
some boutique, smaller craft stuff. But I think for the most part, base nutrient, you know, it's your micronutrient conversion with your 16 essential elements. Where I think we really shine is our biostimulant products.
Okay.
Sources of fulvic acid, you know, one of our products called Ruby Fulvic, we sell all over the world.
Okay.
There's
What does
not-
that do?
What does it do? It helps with uptake of NPK
Okay.
into a plant system. I think it's where you source those fulvic acids from, what region, worldwide, right?
Okay. That makes sense.
You know, there's a lot of 1-part fulvic acids on the market.
Okay.
You know, we grab 9 fulvic acids from 9 different places in the world. To get fulvic acids to play nice in a bottle, there's definitely some science to
Oh,
it.
wow. That's no bullshitting right there.
Some are cold water extracted, some are DC extracted, some are chemical extracted. You see-
I know New Millennium really well. I think one of their really strong points is that it really expresses the phenotype from the plant, that you really, at a certain moment when people use really cheap nutrients, the smell and the taste doesn't really come out. What I've seen with places where grow New Millennium is it really pumps the phenotypical expression
Okay.
of the plant, and I think that's one of the great things of it. There are a lot of nutrients out there right now, going from real low grade commercial nutrients to what this is, a really high grade craft nutrient. And
Hearing that, Deeple says.
in the end, it's kind of you get what you pay for. A good nutrient will create a plant with a high terpene level, with a great smell, which actually shows the genetics of the plant really well. And I think that's something that I've seen because I travel around and I visit, this year I visited, I don't know, 150 facilities. So you can see people in their kitchen, you see the nutrients they're using, the lights they're using, all the different things. And people that I've seen, that the growers I've seen that use New Millennium, are specifically very much on making sure that they want to grow that fire.
Yes. Yes. Man. Well, Like, I don't even know how, I forget that you also grew, so you know exactly. I'm a novice in the growing, so it's just really getting me excited knowing that the adding of the nutrients, as I'm getting sidetracked real quick, because it just had a thought. Okay, when we talk about growing, right, and you have all the different styles of growing, right, does the nutrients play more or less effect to the different styles that are growing?
I think it's a combination of everything. Your environment, obviously lighting,
Right.
nutrient, soils, and the foundation, probably genetics, right?
Okay.
Everything we do with our companies, our focus is the best craft cannabis, whether it be lighting, medium, nutrients. We're always looking to bring the newest technology into the industry with all of the components.
Okay. Fully integrated, full service right here with you guys.
Absolutely.
Holy jeez. Okay. Well, I mean,
And knowledge in the people we're with, right? I mean, all of us have, this is all we know. This is what we do.
Yes, indeed, 1,000 growers, 1,000 different ways of growing.
Right.
I mean, everybody creates their own IP, their intellectual product, like they do it their own way, and not everything works as well as other things, and that's why some people will be more successful as other people, and it's a road you walk, and it's looking at finding those right products that work for you as a grower in the style that you grow for.
Gotcha.
But
Gotcha.
like I said, you can start with the best lighting and the best nutrients and the best substrates. If you're a bad grower, you have bad genetics, you end up with a bad product. So this just helps. If you're a good grower and you got great genetics, then this will help you to go to the next level.
okay. You hear that first right here, guys. And just for those that want to know, let me go ahead and give you a reminder. Little shout out real quick, guys. June 2nd, June 3rd at the Imperious Cannabis Expo, Mr. Ed Rosenthal himself is going to be releasing his own personal genetic line for growers. So you just heard it first right here. You need top seeds, you need top genetics, you need top nutrients for your top soil, then you need great top lights. And so with those combinations, it should yield you great fire product. I can tell you this, that's what I'm going for. So let me ask you, you had a couple of companies in there, Bo. Do you still have any dispensaries up there? Do you have where your product is out, or where we could see some of that fire?
Nutrient, or I mean,
As your end product, do you dabble in the grows and the production of some high end?
we all still grow. Everyone that works for us, all of us are caregivers, growing our own products, showing it to places we go. We're in facilities from something 1,000 square foot up to Jair and my team. They were on the East Coast at a 300,000 square foot facility.
Yeah, the guy was rocking 5,000 DLIs and making, and it's
pushing
kind of
out some
into-
stuff,
So,
too.
so it goes from really small little
Yes.
craft growers to really big commercial facilities.
We don't discriminate. We want to help everyone out. We give the same customer service if it's someone growing plants their first time. For me, sometimes I enjoy it more. The calls that come in on the people that are running 1, 2, 4 lights, you know, and like Jair says,
I love small
5,000.
growers as much as I love big growers.
We want to teach help with people producing
In general.
the best flower out there.
And so, Jair, you're just sitting there saying that, and let's go into the lights real quick before because I'm really excited now knowing that obviously when you have the nutrients in and not even understanding all of the ingredients, but knowing that the chemical company has already sourced it in multiple areas. I mean, it's just like anything else. If you're a chef, you go and you source the type product to put it together, and then now this is the baby, right? Well, with the baby, need some good clothes, and you adding this here to help it grow. Tell me about the lights, what makes them unique.
So, what makes the lights unique? Well, we are a true lighting manufacturer. A lot
Okay.
of lights in this industry come from China. They're
Yes.
designed in China by Chinese people. They don't know a lot about horticulture. It's pretty much the people that sell them here. They slap a sticker on there and make a brand and sell them. So they're in between people. We actually, we're an agricultural lighting company.
Okay.
So we actually research and develop and design lights, and we have our own manufacturing in Holland where we actually build them. So we're true
full
manufacturer.
plant,
Yeah,
everything.
it's the full thing. We have double-ended HPS light. We got LEDs, top light LEDs. We got multi-layer LEDs. But what I brought today is something really special. This is brand new on the market.
Check this out.
So this is our new supplemental UV light.
Okay.
And UV, I know that Ed Rosenthal is talking about this for the last 20 years, but we finally got it to a point that it comes to the market. UV does some amazing things to your plant.
Okay.
So what UV actually does is, first thing, it creates a really strong plant. This contains UVA, UVB, UVC, and actually a little bit of far red. What it creates is stronger plants, stronger cell walls, more protection against microbes and things like
Okay.
that. So less problems with powdery mildew and other all kinds of other
Pests and
well,
all the things you don't want to have.
yes, but the biggest advantage on this light specifically is what it does to terpenes.
Oh, do tell.
So we tested the light before we actually brought it to market because we
Okay.
have to do preliminary tests.
Right.
And I would say that I would put my hand in the fire that this light will give 1% more of terpenes. So a light can bring people with 4% of terpenes to 5% of terpenes. And I've seen also sometimes it's more than 1%, but the 1% is pretty short.
That's
but,
still-
but it
Yeah,
could
that's
go
still
to
an
a two,
increase.
that could go to a 2% increase. Now you just have 30% more terpenes than you had before.
Yes.
So that's a
Whoa.
game changer for people that already have this really good flower, and they want to see. And the same as New Millennial, this will bring out the phenotypical expression of the plant, so you will smell more, taste better, have a stronger, more beautiful plant. Also, like I said, will have less problems with all kinds of diseases in the grow room. The only disadvantage is, and I don't really call it a disadvantage, it has UVC in there. So
What does that mean?
It means that you can't really be in the room when the light is on. The light it's a 150 watt light that you pretty much put in between 4 top grow lights.
Okay.
So it does about 100 square foot. It only runs 4 hours a day.
This light does 100 square feet?
Yeah, but it's not a grow light. You add this to your grow light. It's
You add it to your grow light.
It's like an additive.
Okay, yeah.
So pretty much you have
Holy,
four grow lights.
Yes.
And pretty much you hang this in between your 4 grow lights.
Okay.
And it will take that whole area, because it's a very wide reflector, and up the quality up to 30%.
Shit. First biostimulant of lighting.
Yes, pretty much.
Is.
It's an additive.
Man.
You have to understand, until
That's
now we
super
were
cool.
all looking at more yields, and
Yes.
and I've been part of that game with introducing the double-ended lamp, which was a big game changer on this industry, and we're now doing it with LED lights.
Yeah.
But and it's great to get people more yields, but in the end, it's not about the biomass. We are oil farmers.
Yep.
Yeah, and we're now looking at newer technologies like UV. And trigger that plant in creating more terpenes and more
Doing something
cannabinoids, and
completely
actually
different.
So it does something completely different. It has, I mean, by itself, this lamp can't grow lights.
Yeah.
This is not a grow light; it's a pro
It's
light.
like a pro light.
Yeah.
Truly something.
Wow.
So
You're really focused on bringing the most out of everything you touch.
But this is only at this moment out on the market for 4 months. We already sold out
Super
twice. It's hard to keep them on stock right now, and I'm not even sure if we have stock right now.
Good and bad problem.
It's a good
that
and
is
bad
definitely
problem
a
to
good
have.
and bad problem.
But definitely for people that are in the higher end quality,
Yes.
this is a game changer. I mean, everybody
man.
who's a concentrate maker or a hash maker, that 1% more terpenes
Huge.
is huge. I had a guy who had 4 lights, put 1 UV in there, and actually in comparison to with his previous go, got the guy who actually runs his concentrate. He comes back. He's like, it's so wet. It's so wet. He actually got 40 grams of extra terpenes,
Unbelievable.
and 40 grams extra terpenes would pay for this light in
Yeah.
one go, and more, because everybody knows how valuable.
Terpenes are.
Terpenes
and
are.
And I love that new, I don't want to say fad. I don't want to say craze. I love the newness of people going into the more of the cannabinoids and things about the plant. And so going and getting terpenes and people actually seeing what those are, I love the talk of it, because it really does change. It's no longer just a name. You're really looking at what that plant's characteristics are. I'm now getting excited even more as I keep learning about, even pheno hunting.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like
Pheno hunting
You
is-
express the highest output of
Of it.
And that's
Yeah.
also why we travel together, because New Millennium and DLI kind of go well together, because we're both focused on that, getting the most out of your phenotypical expressions of your plant, and the UV does that, and the lamps does that, but also New Millennium does that, and that's also why we're connecting really well together.
Yeah.
Because it's the same kind of customer that we're looking for. It's that customer that wants that little bit of extra and is willing to invest in that and actually get that. But also, you're getting paid these days. Like I said, if you come and you have a 1% or 2% more higher terpene content,
Yeah, changes.
now the value of your cannabis just went up.
Your name just went up.
Yeah.
Because some of those plants, I don't believe a lot of people have seen that type of plant. You may have seen it on like Instagram, but if you've ever seen it up close, it's a whole, oh, my apologies. It's a whole, we're playing dance footsies over here. You see how big this is. It's good. It's a live show, damn it. Seeing that type of plant in person, smelling it, feeling it, is absolutely amazing. And when you can have that consistent, it feels like the first time back in 2010, 2011, that's when I first seen, I think it was, that's when I seen Forbidden Fruit. I think is when that was. And I think so. Just seeing the way things were, and then you didn't get an opportunity to get it again. And now you can really harness and grow some of those high-end
Genetics.
Yes. And then just having the help with it. Let me ask you this. What about a home grower? Mass is great, but this like being that much, could you put that into
I have to
something?
be honest. First thing, I think this, because this is, you have to kind of know what you're doing
You
for
do.
this light. This is not a
That's not
beginner's
the
light.
beginner.
That's not a beginner's light. This is a light for a more experienced grower.
Gotcha.
So it's a home grower. Yes, if you have 4 lights, you could add one UV light. You will get a reaction.
Okay.
But we don't make 110. We make 240 and 277
Okay.
volts. So I know that a lot of people have 110 in their houses. So yeah, that won't be able to run this. But
Okay.
if you have 240,
You're able.
you can just take the 240 from your dryer and run it to your grow room, and you can run the lamp.
Okay.
Yeah, if you start growing, if you're just a novice, you just started today, I would do a couple of runs without, just to figure out first how things
What you
go
got.
without UV before you add that, because UV is not to bring you from here to here. It's when you're already there, and you're
you need to
again
go.
the ceiling of the possibilities of your grow. This will bring you to the next step.
Okay, man, listen, we're going to go to another break here in just a minute because you guys, wow, I didn't know I had so powerhouses in here, boys. I did not know I had these powerhouses in here. And so when we come back after this quick break, we're going to wrap up. We're going to see what these guys have planned for the future. We're going to see what they're into right now, especially being here in Oklahoma. And we're going to see what their opinions and things are on the industry itself with so much experience. Guys, Perry Jones III, we're coming back to you. Petty Fox, take us on that cool break.
And that's Petty Fox on the keyboards. So now for our last segment, let's wrap things up with Bo Spiker of New Millennium Nutrients and Jair Velleman of Dutch Lighting Innovations, and our man with the plan, our host with the most, Perry Jones III.
Oh man, welcome back, guys, to MCM. Here we are, guys, show number 16, and that's my good guy Andrew. Listen, I love the voiceover. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. That makes me feel super official. I promise you, guys. I am so happy that you guys blessed us and came to Oklahoma. And then, like we just talked about a little bit offline, the importance of education really is what we're going to jump into here in just a minute. But first, guys, definitely make sure you like, subscribe, share. Look in the comments. We're going to be putting it down how you can get a hold of these gentlemen, how you can find their websites, the social media, all of that good jazz. Go and like them and follow them, guys. If you're wanting to know about how to really take care of your stuff, well, and not even that, ask other growers, and when you go to dispensaries for consumers about how the product is made and understanding what is happening, educate yourself. That's what that goes into. So definitely like, share, subscribe, follow, all the good jazz down below. And again, if you have something that you want to see, you have questions, send them, ask them. We can get them answered. If we don't do it online, we can get those answers sent to you. We'll put it out there for you. So very much so. Be intrigued, right? Come and join us. Guys, let's go into that topic right there we were just saying about education. Obviously, you guys have been in the game for a good amount of time. You're still innovating. You're still pivoting and evolving in the game. Do you guys educate as well as provide the products? Do you have consulting? Would you go into that, Bo? Tell me a little bit.
Consult all over the world. Per.
Awesome.
We're in there trying to get people to, grow better plants, more craft plants. Education's key. Myself and Jair, for 30 plus years, we get an education as well every day, walking in places, seeing different ways, things that work, things that don't. And I think probably the biggest backbone to our companies, we're not a white label. We are
A true manufacturer.
True
yeah,
manufacturer.
yeah. That's probably one of the most important things I think we need to cape on, so you guys understand that. Like he mentioned earlier, you're not white labeling. You're not throwing another sticker on something. You're not seeing a long ship or weight coming from, and it's no offense, China, that's where the mass are produced.
Sure.
But like you mentioned, they don't understand agriculture. And so when you're starting to add chemical companies, when you're adding lighting companies that specialize in agriculture
And also do the research.
and do the research.
Because this is the thing, you have to do the research. As a lighting company, I have to understand how spectrum works on the plants. We work with universities to do tests to understand what new spectrums do, what new lighting do, but also in education to the customer. We help with room designs to make sure that we're not just selling the lights, but that they're hung especially at the right distances for the plant and at the right moment, so to create the most uniformity within the room. So you can't just sell a light and then
Let it go.
let it go. Same with the
yeah.
nutrients. You actually have to tell the customer how to use it correctly and how to be better. And sometimes it's a combination of things. Like, yeah, if I sell a light and I want to make sure, and I see that the guy is using this horrible cheap nutrient from wherever it comes from,
right.
and I might give him a suggestion like, hey, Ben, because if he uses a better product, the effect with my light will work better. So
It's a synergy.
and it's a synergy, and so that's also why it's really important that growers understand that sometimes even I understand everybody, and sometimes the market is overheated and the price of the product is really low, but do R&D.
Yeah.
You know, try a new product. So they take a look what's out there, because there's a lot of great new products, not just ours. There's a lot of great new products out there that you should try and test. So I always tell people, take a little R&D room, like a little place where you grow some separate and you test some new lights, some new nutrients, some new substrates, and that's really important, because also as a grower, if you're stagnant, you're going to lose. In this market, this market goes with 1,000 miles an hour, and if you stand still, the people around you will win.
Yeah.
They will grow. They will grow. They will educate themselves, grow better product, and you're going to lose.
Keep innovating, right?
You have
And
to
that's
be.
what we do. From lighting to nutrient to soils, we're always trying to make something better.
If you
right?
don't innovate as a person, but also as a company,
Yes.
and if you're stagnant as a person, but also as a company,
Yes.
you become irrelevant.
Correct.
If you don't grow, you die, Pear, right?
Hey, true. That's a fact. That is
Oh,
a
those
fact.
were a lot of one-liners in one
I,
go.
mean, I was trying to catch them because I was like,
It's the
man, I want to
truth.
throw one in there, but that y'all took the cake with that one. I like that. And I
Simplest
believe in
way.
that. I think that's absolutely right. And I'm super intrigued, and I can't wait, guys. Personally, you heard it first from me. I'm about to get the whole gambit, and I'll tell you this, my shit's gonna look fire, and I will follow up with you guys once I actually get mine going, because I believe in the same concept. You were mentioning earlier, there was an analogy that came to my head about like CBD hitting the endocannabinoid system, right? You had made mention of something that made that relevant to me, but it's feeding your whole
Better
self.
products.
You know what I mean? And that's what you're getting, that better product for yourself that in turns will allow you to do all these other different things. And so that's how I took the fully integration of what you guys bring as a package individually, but also as a package that's going to put people on the road to
Well,
success.
it's like your own body. If you eat the wrong nutrients, eat the wrong
Definitely.
food, and
Yeah.
you're doing fast food all day, you're not going to feel very healthy. The same
Yeah.
for your plant. If you never are outdoors in the sun, you will have no vitamin D. So you have to that you need lights. You know, it's just you have to. It's almost like your own body, but you know, it's the same with your plants.
So you said something a minute ago as well that really intrigued me, because we talked about the different styles of growing, right? From going from outdoor to greenhouse to indoor, right? And the lights being able to now, you said it a minute ago, basically what was the...
No, for years, a lot of the outdoor growers said, like, hey, I have this terpene thing going on, this terpene expression going on, what you
Yes.
guys don't have on the indoor side.
That's it. Tell 'em.
And the difference between outdoor and indoor was UV. So pretty much what we're doing now is we're taking that little piece that comes from outdoor, comes from the sun, and we're taking that indoor. We already had the PAR.
harnessed it.
We harnessed it. We already had PAR, the photosynthetic active radiation. So every grow light should have to do the basic things. This is not even within the PAR region.
Yeah.
So this actually complements the PAR of what you have in your normal grow light, and it adds that part of UV. Now the effect is really close to sunlight. And sunlight brings really good things to yield.
It's my favorite.
So to bring that part on the indoor, now you have the power of indoor.
Yes.
Plus the taste of outdoor combined, and now you're getting this really interesting product, and it will create a lot of new kinds of expressions on indoor weed that we will see in the next couple of years when more people start to use this.
You heard it first right here, guys. I mean, my personal favorite before, it still kind of is actually, is I like outdoor. I think outdoor grown, great. It's just, it's true for me, true medicine. It's just very organic. And then I know with indoor, we're manipulating, and as a consumer, becoming into that, I see and I understand that, and that is a whole game changer for those that are novices like myself out there with some of the different forms of cannabis. That right there is a huge game changer.
Yeah, and, it's also, don't worry about light. Light is actually organic.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're not
Yes.
actually
Yes.
not adding anything.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
actually
It is. Yes.
UV
Yes.
light is a very organic thing. I know it looks very technology, but in the end, it's the same UV light that
video.
comes from the sun. There's no difference.
Enhancing.
And it's
Enhancing.
enhancing spectrum. So yeah, we will. It's going to be a very interesting. This year will be very interesting. The more growers put their hands on this
Because
new
this just
technology.
came out. This is this year, right? It's just right now.
This is like 4 months now.
Yeah,
four
the
mo-
newest technology.
Yeah, it's the newest
first
technology.
to market.
It's
Did you hear that? We got the newest technology on, guys. Yes.
Yeah. There's. I think
about to get
at
on
this
this
moment.
shit.
I think there are at this
Yeah.
moment about 200 grows maybe out
Okay.
there that just started with this. We already have a couple of growers that already pulled a couple of harvests.
Yes. How was that?
Well, yeah, like I said, we've seen some amazing things. The guy that runs the concentrates from one of our friends that we know, from Gabe, he couldn't believe, because he runs those plants, and he couldn't believe what he saw. He was like, "Wow, this is so different than the last time when you brought it to me," and we got so much more product out of it, and so much more terpenes.
So stoked about
and
that.
like I said, it's not a really expensive light. I mean, the retail on this you're probably going to the store and buy one for $650, around that, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, depending on the store and how many units you're buying. But so it's not a crazy expensive light, and I can tell you with the amount of extra terps what you will get out, and the better quality of your plants or your product, this light will pay back in one run.
And it's new on the market. I love all of that. Okay, so that takes me into our next segment, guys. Future. What do you guys see happening? We did mention the light. As more people are getting ready to start to take on that, you're going to start to see that. I know we're going to see it on the take on some quality cannabis here in Oklahoma for sure. I'm going to be one of them, so that's one. But what do you guys see as the future in the market of cannabis, not just Oklahoma, in your worldly experience?
Wow.
Because you're traveling everywhere, so.
Us,
Kinda
we're
give
on
me a
the
little
road.
bit.
We see a lot of places. I mean, the competitiveness of cannabis, it's all about growing a higher grade, better product, right? And that's what our focus is, to get out there, help people, and it just add to.
I love it.
You could put lights up. The beauty on the UV, you don't have to take anything down. You could take any company's lights and enhance the spectrum with the UV. It's never been
It's that
done
addition.
before.
Okay.
It's adding on, creating better flower.
So I see on the market, I hope that in the future we're going to have a global open market for cannabis, that borders will open up, that we will see traditional hash from Morocco coming
Yes.
to the U.S. or Lebanon or Afghanistan.
Man.
I hope that American strains will be transported to Holland and Dutch strains will be transported back. I hope for an open, totally free market that everybody can enter, that who want to enter. The people that do their best will make the best product. That will be the winners, that like in every market.
And you get an opportunity. That's
Yeah,
it.
and
You go.
also screw the regulations. I think it should be like tomatoes. I mean, nobody has to ask for permission to grow tomatoes. Why is that with cannabis? Cannabis is a harmless product. It's a great medicine. It makes people happy. So for me, I hope to see in the future, and I think we're going there. We're already seeing Thailand opening up. I already sell lights to Thailand. I will go there.
Germany, Spain.
Germany, Spain. Germany's just opening up with
Brazil, right?
Brazil is South America. Chile, and there are so many different places. I've been to South Africa and
I was about to
Swaziland.
say that. Swaziland?
Yeah.
You been there?
Yeah, I've been there.
I got a friend that's over there. He was the first. He was on our actually first show. Oh man, Mark! Shout out Mark, Cali Cannabis. They are out there in South Africa, Swaziland, and he was one of my first friends in the industry. But the first person that I knew going international, because his origins are from there. His family's there.
It's great if you go take a holiday to those places. If you love cannabis, it's great. Just take a holiday to those places. I remember going in a 4x4 old Jeep way into the mountains and then visiting farms and seeing what they do and how they grow and they have. I remember in Swaziland was like all sativas, these long full 9 months that are flowering for 9 months. Like it was the most insane thing I ever done in my life. Before one of the things I want to do, I want to go to Morocco, and I already been to a lot of places with cannabis, but I want to go to see it all, and it's kind of interesting. I mean, it's what I love, it's what Bo loves, and actually, but like I said, opening those borders. Let international trade flow on cannabis products. That will be the next big step. It would make such a change in the world. And also within the U.S. Let's get that federal legalization going. Let's open up those borders also between the states. But they get away from all those regulations because they're just trying to make it difficult. I never see the tomato farmer that has to registrate every tomato plants in metric. What is that kind of like? That is. Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
And it's legal to grow tomatoes in your back garden. And it should be same with cannabis. And it's not everybody's afraid.
And here we go, folks. It's episode 17 of Medical Cannabis Marketplace Live, brought to you every week by Studio 30 and THC2. This week's guests include Thunder Breathe Walker of Proud Mary Cannabis, Rasta from Bee Leaf Cannabis, and Chico Sherwood of Best Dispensaries. And now, let's go to the man with the plan, your wonderful host, Perry Jones III.
Folks, listen, you know what we do. We bring the heat, and it changes every week. I'm your host, Perry Jones III, MCM, Medical Cannabis Marketplace, and you heard it first right there with Mr. Andrew in that intro. This is episode number 17. You know we're coming in, guys. Thank you guys for following. Thank you guys for being here. Make sure to like, subscribe, do all that jazz that all the cool kids say with all the social media and all that jazz. Follow us, guys. This tonight's show is going to be amazing, and as you see, I've got another powerful guest on tonight, guys. We have brought some things in. I have made some relationships by way of this team, and listen, you are not going to be disappointed. Stay tuned. I'm telling you, you're going to love all this good stuff. But first, I know you guys see all of this stuff. You know, we got a little display this week, right? We've got a Cannabis Cup winner of this last year with the ointment, this topical that is crazy. But before we go into the products, let me tell you about the man, Mr. Chico. Thank you for being on here.
Thanks for having me, man.
Definitely. Chico owns Best Dispensaries here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And let me tell you, when we started the clinic at 2018, he showed up right afterwards. He was at our first expo, but then he popped out. He was one of the first dispensaries in the state. And I remember the man having to really change everything as the rules were going on. And let me tell you this. He's still maintaining. And not only that, he is creating great, wonderful products for us patients and everyone in Oklahoma. And this product, the one that we're talking about, this Cannabis Cup winner, or the Cowboy Cup winner, come on, man. Talk to me, man.
Unreal, man.
I mean, geez Louise. You just put my man's feet on the ground over here with that thing.
Yep, fix the neck too.
Ah, come on now. So tell us a little bit about yourself. They don't know about you. I know about you, Chico.
Okay, so-
Like, give us a little brief bio, if you don't mind.
Sure. So I actually was a trim carpenter for all my life, a master craftsman. So through that, I got to be very precise and precision with everything I did.
Okay.
So that's kind of the key to the kingdom. I also represent 7 world champion boxers.
Yeah,
So I
represent. Let's
yeah,
go.
So I'm an agent, and so I do a lot of traveling as well, but a lot of Hall of Fames. You know, they're all retired, so.
Oh, can
But
we
I
do
set
some
up
name
appearances.
dropping? Can we do any?
Absolutely. Got
Come on.
Merciless Ray Mercer. I got his
What?
gold medal hanging at the dispo.
Okay,
Very
okay.
proud.
Yes.
I actually had him one of these made, so we both
Really?
got each other's medal. Yeah.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
Man, that
So-
was a heavy. That was
Then
heavy.
Bobby Chaz,
Okay.
Buddy McGirt,
Yeah,
Lehman Brewster, Ernie
Lehman Brewster.
Shavers, God rest his soul.
right.
And
Brewster.
I work with Terry Norris.
Okay.
Riddick Bowe's one of my guys. And then I worked with Michael Moore for a few years.
Ah, man, that speaks volumes about you.
Yeah.
That's a good little bio in history before we got into cannabis. Like, what made you jump into the cannabis from that world then?
You know, my whole life, what drives me is the passion to help others. You know, and I never look at money. I don't care about money. I just love to help people.
Right.
You know, and when I'm gone, I don't want to be known for what I done. I want to be known by what other people have done that I've touched.
Ah, that's the
know,
thing right there. And let me tell
I
you
don't
guys,
need the limelight. You know, I just like to help people.
you're doing it in so many different ways too. Not only just starting with being an agent and then coming into starting the dispensary, you also got into the products. But
God,
before
yeah.
the products, like I really want to stay on that topic of helping people, right? You just got a new book out now. You know what I mean?
Absolutely,
I mean,
yeah.
I don't think there's any other way than helping people than someone reading and being able to utilize their own imagination and then apply that knowledge somehow, some way in their life. And so let's go right into that real quick. Stay on that topic
Okay.
about helping people.
So
What is the
about-
book about?
Yeah,
Tell me about that.
5 years I started studying.
Okay.
And I took 9 college courses and got a master's over all the 9 courses.
Okay.
Then I studied every plant from A to Z. Over
Okay, that's a lot of
700
plants.
landrace, over
Right.
3,500 hybrids.
Okay.
Took notes on everything, and then I found out Israel's the leading authority on research.
Indeed, they are.
So I
University of
started
Israel.
opening up all the research and trials going back to 1942.
That's a lot.
So then, I spent years doing this.
I was about to say
And
that's
so
a good amount.
Whenever I did, I collaborated the information with my notes
Okay.
from, the strains
Formulated,
that I studied. And so what I was picking up, and this was way back before other people was looking at the terpenes and cannabinoids, I was like, why is there one plant out of 8,000 that works and the other ones don't?
Right.
And so I started breaking down the DNA of the plants.
Okay.
And so that's when I figured, it's the cannabinoids and the terpenes. So what I ended up doing, whenever I opened my dispensary, I made my own little book. And that's what my bud tender sold out of. So this book has a section in it for all the ailments that you could think of,
Okay.
and it'll tell you what strains to pick. And it has nothing to do with indica and sativa. Okay?
It's about the
It's-
about the
so-
profile of the
yeah,
plant.
so you'll see a lot of things that most bud tenders would never, ever dream of doing.
Listen,
So-
let me look at this bad boy. Because the title of this book, guys, it's The Bud Tender's Guide to Ultimate Health and Overall Wellness. And insight, because I just got it. I love it. I think it's awesome because it does justice to the plants. And when you know about different names, because as consumers, that's what their first thought is to go to, right? They're
Yeah.
looking at names. They're looking at Really, they're looking at names. Now in Oklahoma, I'd say they're starting to look at terp profiles, looking at THC content, starting to compare those different things. But what you've placed in your book here with going over like a specific element and then bringing in a strand or a cultivar that associates more with that. And, you
Correct.
know, now you have a base because there's a lot of different growers and things coming out with a multitude of things that don't have some of the main names that we know of, right?
Sure,
We got a
yeah.
lot of new strands and new cultivars, new genetics coming out that are,
A lot of crosses.
I mean, a lot of crosses of things that terp profiles are like, I mean, listen, sommelier style. I mean, you're getting some really funkadelic things out there. This is a really great guide, I believe. I think
Yeah.
it's really cool. I'm excited about people. You guys, you need to check this out. Where can I get this book?
It'll be on Amazon soon, but
Okay.
right now you can get it at my dispensary at 15th and Harvard, 1502 South Harvard Avenue. It's got a deal in it for ailments. It has one to target any neurophic feelings.
Mhm.
Has a section for terpenes. That way people can take this in any dispensary and get the product that will help them,
Yes.
not get them high.
And they got something else to base it off of, not just the person in front of them. So now they can actually
Yep.
do their own research. I think that's awesome. Do you have it? You said it just came out, so you're going to
Yeah.
get ready to get it on Amazon. We're going to make sure to get that in with some other bud tenders too and stuff.
Oh,
right?
absolutely. I've already been selling it to other dispos.
I like that.
I
like
sold
that.
over 300 copies already, and I've sold
Hey,
them
let's
out
go.
for
Can I get a
months.
high five on that? Hell yeah, that's that old school gangster style right there. Call that the trunk move. I mean, for those
Yeah.
that know about selling CDs and stuff, I like that. Chico,
Yeah.
that tells about your passion, man. I love that. Well, after the book, you obviously we go into products, right? Because you have the
Right.
dispensary that's there. Let's go into this first product that that everybody's raving about. That really is the. I don't want to say it's the bread and butter, but it's the one getting the talk of the town right now,
Oh, yeah.
right? That ointment. I smelled
Yeah.
it. It smells delicious. Don't eat it. For those out there, I mean, I know people that done that. Don't eat the ointment, okay? It's better topical.
Yeah.
Would you be able to go over a little bit of what's in this ointment that makes it so special?
Well, so I'm very old school, and I like things simple.
Mm-hmm.
So I studied all the different things that fight pain and inflammation, and that's
Okay.
what I put together in this thing. So it has a lot of stuff in it. It's all organic. It's got emu oil, coconut butter, aloe vera gel, tea tree oil, sunflower oil. I use sunflower lecithin as a compounding agent. It's got vitamin A and E, ciliated fatty acids, menthol, witch hazel, beeswax.
That's it. It's got the witch hazel in it.
Yeah.
So tell me if you don't mind me asking, like the core of the CB or the THC, is it a full spectrum in there?
It
or are we
is
doing
full
a
spectrum. I use
Okay.
whole plant.
That's what I like to know about right there. To
And,
make sure our patients know.
Yeah, and I picked the correct strains to make it with.
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
it's not just made with cannabis. I picked stuff high in myrcene and osamine and caryophyllene.
So special selections.
Anti-inflammatories.
Okay, so you really were thinking about everything when this thing goes on to a person.
Oh, absolutely. So whenever you put this stuff on, you can put it on any kind of pain,
Okay,
and in under 6 minutes, it'll be a 0.
6 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, folks. You heard it first right here from the man that made it himself. I mean, it's the number one in the Oklahoma market. Cannabis Cup, Cowboy Cup actually proves it. So if you're into that, I definitely say that is valid. And I have a witness over here that can contest to it. We're going to get to that testimony a little bit later. But let's go into that next product then. I mean, I'm excited about the topical. I love topicals. I think it's just another organic, medicinal way of consuming a product, right? And it helps in a lot of different facets that are controllable for a person. And so this next one that you have here, this one's kind of got me. Tell me about this. This is the Okie Gold mouthwash, right? Like, so I'm always a sucker for unique products, right? Because it's obviously formulations that make that, healthy to take or not to take. So can you go over that little mouthwash a little bit
Absolutely.
for me, Chico?
So, one of the courses I did was edibles and extracts. And so what I was trying to do, there's thousands of products already out there. So what I tried to do was create things that's never been done.
Okay.
Okay?
Mouthwash
So
is one
this
for sure.
medical mouthwash is the only one that I know of still to this day in the country.
I tell you, I haven't seen it.
And it's amazing. The president from the American Dental Association got wind. He got 3 bottles.
Ah,
And
let's go.
He sends patients to the dispo after.
Really?
Yeah. It's
And you
an
still
amazing product.
you rinse like regular
Yeah.
mouthwash and spit out?
Yep. It's very exhilarating, and it'll clean your teeth like you've been to the dentist.
And so is it flavored?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's awesome, dude.
All right, listen,
It
guys.
don't really-
I'm about trying some shit. We're gonna see what it does. I mean, like,
Yeah.
how does that onset go for a person that way?
You know,
You're
it's
going
not really
oral.
designed for that. It's,
Okay, good.
It's truly a medical product. One of the instances, a guy come in with a jaw swollen up. He was wanting some weed for pain. I
Mhm.
sold him some power plant, but I bought him a bottle of this because he couldn't afford it. And I said, man, all I ask is that you try it.
Yeah.
So he took it home, and he called me about 6 weeks later. He said, man, I got to tell you what happened. He said, you remember me? I said, yeah, your swollen jaw.
Right.
He says, I went to the dentist, and he sent me to a specialist. I had a disease called pyorrhea.
Okay.
And so he said, it was, back in COVID, so they scheduled him out
Oh,
30
okay.
days,
Yep.
So he
That's a
said
long
every day
time.
he was using my mouthwash. And he goes in for the pre-op the day before, and he says, man, this guy laid me back in the chair and put one of them big globes over me and started poking on my teeth. And he said, what in the world? And he set him up,
Uh-huh.
moved the light, and he said, what you been doing? He said, I've been using Chico's mouthwash. This guy, so this specialist, he's like, who's Chico?
Right,
He's
right.
like, he's this weed doctor dude out on 15th at Harvard, man. But the guy said, listen, I've been practicing 19 years. I've never seen nothing like it, but we're canceling your surgery. You
Let's
don't need
go.
it anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, folks, we're going to get down on some of this mouthwash. I think that it's a product, actually, I am going to go and get and try. And you can get that first right there at 15th and Harvard in Tulsa, Oklahoma, at Best Dispensary. It's right there on the corner. You can't miss it. I'm telling you, you're going to like it. You're killing it, Chico. Bro, you're killing it. When we go back, like I said, we've been in the industry for a little bit, and so mad respect, because as the game's been going, I haven't been able to catch up with Chico for a while, but it shows that real recognize real, and the cream of the crop does rise to the top, and I'm happy to see you up there, my friend.
Yeah,
So,
adapt
like,
and change
definitely
in this business,
pivot.
man.
You got to. So, like, this is what's happened, right? We got some new stuff going on. We got some new things getting ready to come out, and I think this is like really going to be the first announcement of this. I'm super stoked about it. I can't really lead up too much more, Chico, but tell us about your partnership and what you got going on real quick.
Well, so I've partnered with Country Cannabis on the topical ointment.
Okay.
So now not only can you just get it at Best Dispensaries, but you can get it from any dispensary in Oklahoma.
There it is.
We'll be moving to other states in the future.
Okay, I like that.
But-
Moving big.
But that's, again, it goes back to me helping people. And that's, what I figured, a great way to get it spread out. Because
Yeah.
I had people driving from all over Oklahoma for it.
Nice.
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 So Country Cannabis is an amazing company. I love them. They're very family-oriented. And, I had other people talking to me, but
Chose
Country
Country Cannabis.
That was the one I went with, man.
And that's
I'm
Country
so
Cannabis that just ended up getting the naming rights for the field for the Tulsa Oilers, the new football team that just started this
That's
year.
right. Yeah,
And
they
so
got their own field.
They got their own field. And I mean, my man's got his name on the billboard. So, like, yes, definitely. Big stuff right there, Chico. So, real quick before we get out of here, what do you expect for the future? What do you got planned coming up?
And I'll tell you, the Cowboy Cup's going to be big.
Oh, speak on it. Tell me more
Yeah.
about this. You already done got the first place. What's coming up next with Cowboy
So
Cup?
they've decided to move it from Stillwater to Tulsa. It's going to
Okay.
be at the Pavilion Building.
It's about damn time. Let's go, Tulsa. Yeah. All right.
And, which is just down the street from my dispensary. and
Right
they-
around the corner.
So they picked me to be the official dispensary.
And not
Which is
only that,
monster huge.
you're going to be able to shuttle some people
Oh,
back
yeah.
and forth, right?
Oh, yeah.
Come on, guys, listen. I mean, when you come to Tulsa, it's going to go and it's going to get set off. And I'm excited about the Cowboy Cup being in Tulsa at the end of this year. That's normally in December. Dates will come in. Definitely get into Tulsa. Stop at 15th and Harvard. Check out Best Dispensary. Get down on some of these products. And you know what we like to do, folks? We like to follow up with people every couple of months to make sure they're still doing well and how we can help them, because that's what this industry is about. And Chico, I look forward to following up with you in a couple months before the cup and everything, seeing how this stuff is going, and making sure everything is still live, right?
Yeah, when the Cowboy Cups hits, man, everybody needs to come, and I'm bringing in Riddick Bowe and Ray Mercer to sign autographs.
Hey,
for my dispo. So
let's
you
go.
Come in and get free autographs.
All right, listen, I'm coming to get some mouthwash, some ointment, and all the other goodies over there in Best Dispensary. Chico, I can't wait to follow up with you, my friend.
What a pleasure, man.
Definitely.
Thank you
so
on.
much, my
It
friend.
was awesome.
Folks, listen, you know how we do it. We don't have Petty Fox on today. We don't have the community sound band. This is going old school. We're taking it back. We got a live studio audience. And then we also are going to be taking our own commercials. So watch, follow, pay attention. We've got some next great guests coming on. We'll see you guys in just a minute.
And yet to come, Perry will be talking with Rasta from Bee Leaf Cannabis and Thunder Breathe Walker from Proud Mary Cannabis. Don't forget, Medical Cannabis Marketplace Live, brought to you every week by THC2 and Studio 30. And welcome back to episode 17 of Medical Cannabis Marketplace Live, brought to you every week by THC2 and Studio 30. Yet to come, we have Thunderbreathe Walker from Proud Mary Cannabis, but now, sitting with Perry is Rasta from Bee Leaf Cannabis. So let's hear it for Perry Jones III.
Hey, listen. Guys, I love live shows. You know why? Because you don't know what you don't know. And when you have a live studio audience, like not that this was scripted, it really changes the whole dynamic of the show. And so, guys, I have another special guest with us. Some would say a breeder, some would say a geneticist, some would say a scientist. I just call him an artist. And let me tell you, he is, you don't like the term master because that just kind of caps it, but the man goes above and beyond with the respect and the love for the plant as it should be, and it shows in what he produces. And guys, let me tell you, this is Rasta, and Rasta with Bee Leaf. Thank you for being up
Thank
here,
you.
brother.
Yes,
Powerful.
I appreciate
love,
it.
bro,
What kind
love.
words you have to say.
Oh,
I'm humbled
man.
and honored. Thank you so
Listen,
much. I appreciate it. We're
you're
very
so
happy
welcome.
to be here.
So welcome, man. I mean, hey, guys, if you don't know, suggest definitely lock in, definitely like, definitely share, do all of the good things. You'll find him on social media for sure because his pictures are absolutely beautiful. What are you using?
you.
An Apple 14? What you got over
Yeah,
there?
I
What
just
kind of
used my
camera are you
Apple
using?
phone. I don't know which
Man,
one they
listen,
gave me last time
this
I
guy,
paid for it.
I'm just saying, the shit looks fire, you know?
Yeah.
And so we're going to show you guys here in a little bit, but let's go right into it. I mean, because you bring what was the term you said? You said the supplier of the fire,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And
yeah,
so
that was
I love that. I love that. That's a great description because these are just a few of what you brought us.
Yes.
And I mean, you gave me some mind-boggling numbers earlier when we
Mm.
talk about what it takes to get this out here for a person to then reproduce so that they can enjoy.
Right.
And let's go back. Let's go all the way to the beginning because you've done it for a long time now.
34 years, bro.
34 years, bro.
Yes.
How did this start for you, if you don't mind? Take us on this journey to what we have right
Yeah,
now.
so-
Can you do that? Let me do that.
I
Give me
mean,
a
it all
quick journey
started
right there.
with a brick of Mexican.
Everybody
weed.
had that.
I mean, that's where it started for a lot of people.
Yes,
right?
yes,
Right.
yes.
People this day and age, like Madison over there, she didn't really have to experience that.
No,
So
no, you did
they're
not have to
fortunate.
experience.
Oh,
Yeah,
there she
you
is,
didn't
yeah.
have to experience that.
She had to experience, breaking up and getting like the corner piece. 'cause,
Ah,
hey, I want
ah.
the edge. I want the corner. I like that piece.
With that big old stick on the end right there, just kind of, it always molded right into
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
I don't understand
right.
it, but yes, I remember that time.
So my mom used to consume cannabis.
Okay.
And every once in a while, I'm like 10, 11 years old, I started to smell this real attractive scent
In the house,
permeating the air of the residence.
not an incense.
Oh, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it
okay.
was cannabis.
Aye.
I think it was.
The nose
Yes.
for
So,
it.
Every night I'd go to sleep, and the token would begin downstairs. And,
I think every parent was like that. Go to bed, boy. What's that smell? What's
Right?
going on?
Nothing
Yeah,
out here.
there's nothing down here. You should be asleep. Yeah. Classic 80s
Yeah.
babies, 70s. That's old school. Okay, go ahead.
So I figured out where my mom had this cannabis
Mm-hmm.
stashed, and I decided to partake on a little bit.
Inquisitive.
Without her permission, I must say,
That's every child.
which I've since apologized for.
Aye, she's forgiven.
Yes.
Good stuff.
I've paid her back 1,000-fold. She stays
She's-
stacked with these. So
She's
it was
got a
good
better
investment.
supply.
Her return on investment was really good on that one. So I started smoking it. That was the first time I'd smoked. I took it to school to some guy I knew. He had the reputation of smoking because back then in junior high school, it wasn't everybody who was smoking cannabis.
Truth.
It was 2 or 3 guys, and they were like, no, ooh, these guys, these guys are out there.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah. Outlaws.
So I went up to that one. I said, hey, I got this to smoke. You want to come smoke with me? And he said, yeah. So I didn't know what I was doing. I said,
Right.
"Well, here you go.
Let's
go smoke it up.
Did you do? Let's go. I always say this. I should ask Chico. I'm gonna bring Chico back. I'm gonna find his answer.
Yeah.
Like, what's your preference as a person? Like, are you a flower guy? Are you a concentrate person? Like,
Concentrate.
concentrates.
Yeah,
Okay.
actually, I brought some.
Oh, listen.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can get that in there.
Right here.
Hold on. Let me.
Now that's the
this
daily
is,
grade.
let me see if you can see this, guys. This thing right here
times the
is,
white burgundy. It's a little mixed batch we did.
it is shiny, and I mean, look at that.
Yeah.
Look
I
at
wish they could
that.
smell.
If there was nose-o-vision or smell-o-vision,
Yeah.
this right here, scratch your screen.
Yes.
That would be great right here, because
I'd love it.
that's infectious, is what I would call that. Very, very infectious. Okay, now
Yes.
go back in. We're at the school, got the flour.
So a
go
couple
and check,
times after
checking
smoking,
that.
I felt comfortable. I figured, hey, I can roll this up myself. you
Okay,
know? So
okay.
I did, and I broke it down, and I found a seed.
Aye. What is this? What shall we do here?
There's only one path.
Into the ground it goes.
Into the ground it goes. Now, before this, I had already.
Wow, that's really unique there too, to say you've seen the seed
Yeah.
and you knew that, hey, this needs to be planted, right? And you kind of went there.
Yes, because for 2 years before that, I was cultivating flowers and herbs and vegetables.
Bam.
myself.
So you were already gardening. You were already
Yes.
in that. That makes sense.
And I saw the seed, and the world changed
That's
for me
it.
forever.
That's it. You already had the green. What do they call it? The thumb? The green thumb? You
Yes,
already
that's
had the green thumb.
yeah, I think so.
Damn. Okay, so it was already in you.
Maybe.
So let's go in. Okay, so you find the seed. Go. Let's go.
So yeah, so I just decided to plant. I found 5 seeds,
Bam.
planted them all.
Classic Mexican brick.
Yep. And
Definitely.
and I grew them out on my patio. It was the second story of our house, and I had a little deck out there,
Nice.
and I put them in some 5-gallon buckets with some dirt from across the street, and I grew them.
All right, and that was the voyage. That was the start of this
Yes.
long voyage. That is, there's no ending of it, because what you've done is similar to Chico. You're infecting the world with these great genetics that you've produced, and when people get it, because this is what's funny for those. Nobody knows this. Maybe a couple people. I'm actually personally right now, you taking some of your stuff. Right? I mean, nobody knows that. I'm a patient. The shit I'm smoking right now, just so I let you know, because of my own HIPAA violation, I'll do it myself.
Yes.
Is this Nova Gas, and this
Yeah.
Nova Gas is funkadelic. Let me tell you,
Lovely.
I mean,
Lovely.
it is. I ended up getting a good amount now. That
Excellent.
this is literally all that I'm on for
I love
the
it.
time being. And now, when we found that you were able to come onto the show, I was like, oh, this is going to be beautiful, because I already had the product
Our
before I
pleasure.
met the man, and now I get to meet the man behind the product, and like it's synergy.
Yes.
It's synergy, because I can feel the same energy from what I'm already getting, from what I'm getting when I'm with you. And
Excellent.
so I think that really goes into how you were describing the way you take care of your
Thank
plants
you. I
too.
appreciate
And
that.
so,
That's very kind of you,
yeah,
Al.
definitely
That's very
truth.
nice.
Like, guys, you don't know about
And
it.
we love you. We're big fans.
Thank
So
you.
we love you guys.
Oh man. Shout out to the team. Keep kicking ass over
Yep,
there, guys. Yeah.
yep, the whole
All right.
team.
So we come
And
over.
Chico as well.
Chico,
Shout out
fucking
to
A.
Chico.
Shout out to
This guy
Chico.
over here,
man,
man.
he's putting Tulsa
We're
on the
buying
map.
all that stuff.
Oh,
we need
listen.
the mouthwash. We need the book.
I-
if he
I-
wants
the
to put
book,
the book on our
website-
website, we're going to put it on the site. We get tons of traffic. That's what people need to read.
That is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's what this show is about, guys. It is the cannabis marketplace, medical. That is
Yes.
cannabis marketplace for our patients in Oklahoma and beyond. Because it's not just in Oklahoma that you're going to be able to check these places out. I mean, it's going to be amazing that these are worldwide brands, national brands, worldwide brands, and that's what you're getting here first. And so, man, shout out Chico over there. I see you, baby. Okay, so we get the plant. We start to grow. Now, let's fast track, right? Obviously, you got in, and it started with the Mexican brick. How do we get to this is now breeding, and then this is what I want to use as my base, and now these are my babies? Like, how do we get to that stage?
So I grew off and on for several years from that first experiment when I was able to. And about 10 years ago,
Okay.
I made a 5-year plan for my cannabis business.
Nice.
And I decided that I wanted the best genetics in the world.
Okay.
My skill had come to the level where I could, feel comfortable growing fire and really doing good work with it.
Okay. Consistently.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking
So-
about. Yes.
Yeah, man. So then I made a 5-year plan, and I said, look, I want the best genetics, and I'd prefer just not to pay for them. Why not?
As anybody else would be. I would
Why
hope
not?
so.
Why not? You know, I'll pay for them if I have to.
Correct.
There's value
But-
in them, don't doubt that. But at that time, I didn't have the kind of abilities financially that I have now.
Yes,
So,
yes.
So I planned to do it on the free side, right? On the
We were growing side is what I'd call that. That's
yeah,
the growing
up and coming
side.
grower side.
That's what
We've
I'd
all been
say
there. We
there.
started in a closet or a little
Yep.
tent or something like that. Nothing changed. So what I did was I made a list of the top 25 breeders
Okay.
in the world, in my opinion, at that time, and that was about 10 years ago. So I decided that I would offer my testing skills to them. I would test their seeds, you know, run their new genetics before they were released, getting genetics for free with the obligation of giving them feedback and testing those genetics, running it out and showing them what's up.
Talking about, like, that's old school hustling right there, folks. That's if you don't know, you got to put yourself out there.
Yes.
And if you close mouths that don't get fed, that's what I like to say. And so you did that first 5 years, plan going accordingly?
I mean, we're at year 6. I didn't plan on being a breeder.
Wow,
You know,
year 6.
I didn't plan on being a breeder. We knocked the 5-year plan out in about 2.5 years, like 2.5 years, bro.
Okay.
So a lot of the breeders were very kind. They all sent me seeds. Like most 25 to 17 of them sent me seeds right away.
Shout out to 17 that understand how to continue this
Yeah.
thing. I think that right there goes to show more about this industry than most want to talk about, is that, again, closed mouths don't get fed. And when you do open up, this is what happens. You get to expand and you get to try. And it's one of my other favorite sayings, try, fail, adjust, right? Because you get to try something. It's always going to achieve for a minute. Then you get to fail. You adjust it and you come right back.
Right.
And now you've got, this is what that staple's going to be.
You know
right?
another way not to do it. That's how the light was invented. 10,000 tries to get the right way. I mean, if he would have quit on 9,000, we'd have no light.
We'd
So-
have no electricity.
You know,
I mean,
something
I don't
like
know
that.
if we wouldn't have, I don't
be
know.
different.
It'd be
It'd just be
different.
different, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we ain't gonna go into that.
Perseverance.
That's
Big
it.
up perseverance,
Dedication is what that is about right there. Don't
Yeah.
give up. Okay. So now we go into some of the things that you have. Like, how many are in your family right now? I would say, is that the correct term?
How many breeders?
Genetics you have? Like,
Oh,
what would you
genetics.
say that? Because you had 17 breeders help you and
Yeah.
get started, and then out of those 17, how did you kind of go in to do those things?
So it expanded even from those 17. When other breeders saw the work that I was
Uh-huh.
doing for those individuals, they also started sending me seeds.
Ah.
So then it was everybody. So then the thing was just like, well, I'm plant them all. I want to plant all of these seeds. So we figured out ways to plant more and more and more seeds.
Now you
and-
just got a seed bank.
And that just led to, pheno hunts of 6,000 seeds and 500 seeds and 1,000 seeds. And that's where we find the fire. And that's all that work and energy that goes into a pheno hunt people may not get. And we should talk more about that potentially on a future episode. All of the detailed work
Yeah.
that goes into a pheno hunt, that I don't just happen to find this.
Right,
This
right,
represents
right.
thousands of hours from the team and hundreds of thousands of dollars and it's time and space so that I can get this and then give it to the people.
Correct,
Because that's
correct,
what we're
correct,
doing.
correct.
That's the goal. We want to give this to the people. I'm not keeping this all for myself. There's not one plant that Belief Cannabis has that's not for sale, unless it's a herm plant that I'm keeping for other reasons, and you can't have it because of herms.
You can't have it because it's herms. but the other
everything
stuff,
else, it's an open shelf, bro.
I like that.
It's
I like
for the
that.
people. Yes.
I believe the same. Guys, listen. All the other jars don't have this on the lid. This has got this on the lid. So, I mean, when I said,
Yeah.
just to give you a little sample real fast, before we take this quick break, I want you guys to see this real fast. This right here, let me make sure you got that.
Oh,
that, I don't even know how to describe it, but absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
I mean,
have to read
that's a
2 seconds.
physical look right there, but the smell, this smell right here,
She's ridiculous, bro. Honestly.
you know what? Would you do me the honors and
Yeah.
kind of give me a description with your nose, what you feel the,
This is, she just reeks of like maraschino cherries and kerosene.
kerosene is what it
It's
was.
that gassy, sweet, fuel.
That's what it is, gassy.
She's a nasty girl, bro.
Man, listen, this
She's a
right
real
here,
nasty girl.
oh man, Rasta, bro,
Ugh.
I'm so stoked to
in
have
love
you
with it.
on. This is, I'm in love with the plant.
Thank you.
I'm in love with the plant.
Yeah.
This is amazing. Real quick, because we got you on, I'm so stoked because this is who you are. This is what you do. we're about to see you, and people are going to be able to see you. Here in this end of this month, beginning of next month, we've got what we're rolling on is the Imperious Cannabis Expo.
Correct.
Right? And so that's how I got you here with Eric Norton. Shout out Eric Norton, my man.
big up,
my
Eric.
man,
Yeah, man.
big A. And so, and then he's going to be down there with all the other people we've got, you know, going to be there. You're going to be there. Are you speaking this year, or are we just
will
having
be
a booth?
speaking.
Nice. Okay,
Yes.
so people can come and get a meet and greet and see you down
Meet and
there.
greet, I'll have a table. I'll
Yes.
have a booth there. We'll be having a lot of clones of these types of genetics that are
Nice.
available.
Clones.
See,
Okay.
we want to offer these clones to the cultivators of Oklahoma so they can just rain down on the people with fire. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
sir.
This makes me so happy. Listen, guys, like, share, follow, and I'm talking about. Would you tell the people what your handles are,
Yeah,
so that
sure.
way we
So
can be able
it's
to see it?
www.boomfire.com, FIYAWWW.boomfire.com is the website where you get seeds, you get clones, you can ask questions, you get answers. You can also buy a lot of stuff there as well. On Instagram, it is Belief the Hunter Gatherer with underscores between the words. Belief the Hunter Gatherer. We actually have about 13 Instagram pages.
Sounds
to
about right.
Insulate us and protect
Got
us.
to.
So yeah, but that's the main page.
Okay.
That's where we do everything. But you can find us all over Instagram, on Twitter at Belief Cannabis as well. Yeah, one of the social club, Belief Cannabis.
Guys, listen, Social Club, all of them, Believe
Yeah.
Cannabis. Definitely want to follow them up. I meant, we're going to get ready to take this break, but again, every couple of months, I want to follow up with all of our guests. I would love to be able to maybe come and check out the spot. You get us to see. Maybe we can do another session with these beautiful plants here, and you can show the people what we're going through and what you're doing on the day. And I'd love to be able to have you back on.
Yeah,
if
it'd
you
be my
come back
pleasure,
on.
please.
My man. Guys, listen, I told you we were having some fire guests on tonight. It's more than just who they are. It's about what they do, not only for themselves, but for the industry. And let me tell you, these plants here, Medical Cannabis Marketplace. Where can they find the products? You can get it on at the expo, obviously, clones, and so we'll be able to do seeds. The website also. Are we in any locations that people may be able to go to, or what?
We
What
do pheno-hunts, and
Ah,
our
okay.
products are really clones and seeds. So
Okay,
the
okay.
flower typically isn't available in dispensaries in Oklahoma. Usually it's a very small amount. The pheno-hunts, usually, if anything, we'll do a collab with somebody
Okay.
who's a licensed facility to do extracts or rosin with the material. But really the gold that we're hunting for is the genetic.
Okay.
So this is kind of the byproduct for us.
Okay, okay. Listen, I'm even more stoked than what I got, because I got some shit. Hopefully you guys will get some too. But definitely June 2nd, June 3rd, Oklahoma City Convention Center. It is the Imperious Cannabis Expo show, and you've got Mr. Rasta here, who is actually going to be speaking. You're going to see Ed Rosenthal. You're going to see Eric Norton. You're going to see Aaron with NCIA. You're gonna see a whole lot of great things down there. I can't wait to follow up with you more, and I thank you for what you brought to Oklahoma and for the patients of Oklahoma and
Thank
then
you.
the world.
Thank you.
Continue that journey, my man.
I appreciate
I'm so
that.
stoked about
and
it.
if your viewers come by the booth at the
Yes.
Imperious Expo Festival, or Expo,
Uh-huh.
on June 2nd or 3rd, if they come by the booth, we're having a contest where if you come up and say, "Boom fire!
Boom fire!
Boom fire!" You give me the best boom fire, and we're going to give a pack of seeds to anybody who's really, really excited about it.
How many's in this? How many's in this pack of seeds right there?
We're going to give 5 packs away, yeah.
5 packs, folks. Listen,
Yeah.
this is about to be bananas
Yeah.
because Ed's starting his seed pack out. You're gonna have some seed. These genetics are. I'm telling you. You want to know? You better get down there if you want to grow. I'm gonna be there. I can't wait to see you, Rasta. Boom fire!
Woo!
Thank
Yes,
you, brother.
Love and
Definitely,
respect every time.
guys.
Thank you, guys.
We will see you guys here momentarily, and let me tell you, whew, lightning and thunder getting ready to come up next for you. You're gonna
Brimstone.
like it.
And we want to thank Rosser from Believe Cannabis. Coming up next, we're going to have some video from the Cup, and we're also going to have Thunder Breathe Walker from Proud Mary Cannabis on with Perry. You're watching the 17th episode of Medical Cannabis Marketplace Live, brought to you every week by THC2 and Studio 30. And welcome back to the 17th episode of Medical Cannabis Marketplace Live, brought to you every week by THC2 and Studio 30. And now to wrap up the evening, let's join Perry Jones III and his guest, Thunder Breathe Walker from Proud Mary Cannabis.
Welcome. I told you we always come with that fire. But listen, lightning met the thunder, and I am so happy to have you on. Thank you so much for joining us today. Folks, let me tell you, this young lady right here, I don't even know where to start. We did our first event in OKC this last weekend, and I mean we as in THC2, the clinic. Thank you, shout out Tara and Andrew down there with Sureweed, bringing that event together. But that's where you were, and you were the main speaker there, one of the main speakers there, and we were helping pediatrics. So the clinic was partnered with Bloom out of OKC, and what we did is we did pediatric patient drive on the top of the marketplace with the Grow Fest that was happening, or the Grow Cup.
Yes.
And let me tell you, there was some quality flower out there, quality growers, but quality information. And the main reason we were there was because you were there. And I mean, it was absolutely beautiful to finally make your acquaintance, but also to be able to share that podium with you to helping empower patients and adults. Oh, thank you. You're so great. I'm gonna wait on that, but I am excited about that. That's gonna be great. That's a little belief for us a little bit later. But let's go right into who, what, when, where, how, because you are wonderful all the way around.
Thank you.
I have this here. Let's start with this because, again, Chico started it with his book, right? But we have another magazine right here. I have this magazine in the clinic right now. Again, like, share, follow, do all those different things. Oop, let me move it on this way. I'm sorry. How about that right there? Okay, so you can see it. This magazine right now is in the clinic at THC2, and let me tell you, it is a wonderful guide of information in here for patients and people all together. Like I mentioned, we started with the pediatrics, and that's where our passion is. And we're helping a lot of kids, but also we're parents, helping parents to understand how to help their children. And so would you just go in and like give me a little bio. Let the people know who you are and what your mission is, because I can go over all these topics, but like, I just need you to tell them, girl. Come on.
So my name is Thunder Walker, and I have been an active person in the cannabis industry even before it became legal. I was in the legacy market. My background is real estate and construction, and I spent many years understanding how the real estate market worked and the construction and the appraisal of properties. Doing so taught me a lot about the economy and the economy to scale, so what's needed versus supply and demand. So I was doing that for a while, and I truly, truly loved it. The industry changed, and things changed in my life. One of the things that's so important to me is the freedom that I have while I'm in this industry. And as a woman, that's very important, especially if you have a disabled child, which I do. My daughter is autistic, she's nonverbal, and she has what's called apraxia, which means that she tries to move her lips, her mouth, her hands, and sometimes the signal does not go to those places correctly.
Okay.
So through that process, I have had to search for a type of treatment that would allow her to have her best life. And for her, that was not necessarily always at the therapy places. We spent several years just going to therapy. I was literally picking outfits for therapy, not for her to go to birthday parties or go skating.
Right.
Everything was based off of her appointments. And I decided that one day I wanted her to just be a child, you know what I mean? Whatever the disability was, we're just going to go with it. I want you to be a child. And we went skating, and we saw a person just doing this wonderful skating routine with the marijuana leaf on his chest. And so I was mesmerized. My daughter was mesmerized, and she found her thing. She found the thing that she truly loved. And I talked to him and I said, hey, you know, how did you learn to skate? And all those different questions that you ask a person that, you know, has perfected their craft.
Right.
And he explained to me that he was autistic.
Okay.
And that he used cannabis as a way to control some of his stimming.
Nice.
And
okay.
so I immediately started doing the research, and I was in Texas. Texas has a compassion program.
They do.
Which is not as extensive as Oklahoma.
Nowhere near.
But it was somewhere to start.
I was going to say that they've really expanded it now, but before there was the first and one only dispensary, which was up near Dallas.
Right, right.
And then they had a couple of doctors. Before we were licensed in Texas, there was a couple of doctors near the Austin, Dallas area, but also south near the Houston area
Absolutely.
that were doing that. So yes, that is, I remember that program.
And so on that program, you can only consume with edibles, and it's low dose edibles, and then also with tinctures. But I was still excited. I was like, this is
It's a
something.
start.
It's a start. And so I marched into, because we went to the doctor every couple of weeks, I marched into that doctor's office, and I was so proud. And they were like, is she taking any new medicines? And I said, absolutely. And I pronounced that she was taking cannabis at that very moment. And so the doctor closed up her folder
Yep.
and said he would no longer see her. And this was a doctor that had seen her from the day that she was born, you know? And so I was so disappointed, but I had to make a decision right then and there for my daughter, and I was seeing so much improvement. I was seeing her being able to focus, making steps toward being who she really was, peeling back the layers of autism. And so I had to make a decision for her. And
Yeah.
that's exactly what I did.
Nice.
Fast forward, I got into the industry, learning more and more about the industry, and I decided this is my passion. And I moved my practice of real estate and appraising into the industry. So I
Okay.
teach now about the green zone, cannabis-friendly areas and cannabis-friendly properties. So that was an easy transition. I believe that anyone can cross-pollinate their career into the cannabis industry, and I try to help and teach that. And then
I concur with that. I think that it's just, I mean, it's already a part of our lives. I
Right.
mean, and so to piggyback on that, you can tailor those things together if you so choose. It's just a matter of using all of your Americanness.
Yes.
I know that's a word. I just made it up. But yes, when you can literally take advantage of everything that is around you and add your skills with wanting to learn something more, it'll be a path created for you. And
Absolutely.
I believe in that wholly. So.
Absolutely. And so now I'm a passionate advocate for people that want to find their solutions through plant medicine.
Okay.
And so, you know, whether it's cannabis or psilocybins, whatever you want to use, even just natural herbs. And it's something that I think is in my history as far as my family is concerned, and we just kind of go back to our roots.
Yes.
And so it's a very comfortable place. And then it just circled back around to allow me to have additional freedom to speak to people about what they're hiding in the closet.
Yeah.
So as parents, we tend to hide this in the closet, and I want us to come out and have the conversation, sit at the table. And if you're a parent that already has a medical and a caregiver card for your child, great, kudos. I'm glad that you took the leap. But if you're thinking about it and you're scared to talk to someone, that's why I'm here. I want to be the face of that, so there's not any fear. There's
Let's
not any
go.
judgment.
Breaking all the stigmas. Not only are you doing it, but you're also women leading. And again, parents stepping out there, like that speaks volumes right there. First off, how can people find you? Let's go in with that, because let's drop that real quick, because yes, you want to be the person for that, the face of that. Where can they find you?
So on Instagram, on IG, I am Thunder Walker, and also tag the Thunder Walker Experience. And my dispensary is Proud Mary Cannabis, and it's kind of shadow banned, but you'll find it if you type it all the way in.
Hey, and let me tell you, this logo is this is one of the most beautiful logos I have ever seen. I had to take a picture of it because I'm about to put, this logo is so gorgeous. I love the bird. I love the cannabis leaves over there. I love just, whoever did that, I didn't know who did that. That's beautiful right there.
Thank
girl.
you.
That is
Thank you
beautiful.
so much.
Definitely, you're super welcome. Okay, so we were moving from you being the face of that for parents because, like you just said, we mentioned it a little bit before with Rasta, like being a child and you smelling that aroma, and you know the kids are sleeping, you're supposed to be sleeping, but parents are doing a little something. It's now becoming more normalized that there's multiple ways to take your medicine.
Absolutely.
It's not just the flower; it's also the concentrate. It's also the tinctures. It's the edibles. It's the topicals. With Chico that we were talking about, hell, it's the mouthwash now. So I mean, we.
Yeah.
You can get it all out right now, guys, and I mean, why not try to make sure you're empowering yourself to make sure you have the best things for your system. The event was amazing. You are doing amazing.
Thank you.
And you've been able to speak in multiple places. Would you be able to tell the folks, because you're not just here in Oklahoma, right? You're national.
Yes.
And so you're speaking to a lot of parents out there. Where are some of the places people can find you speaking?
Well, you know, coming up at the first part of June, I will be in Oklahoma City and also in New York. I will be speaking at the Congressional Cannabis Convention in New York on June 1st, and then back in Oklahoma City at the convention here on June 2nd and 3rd. I've spoken in Hawaii. I've judged in Hawaii. I was at the Consumption Park during the Super Bowl. It was Redman's first
Yes.
event, and I was there, and I took the Thunder Walker experience there, and that was just pretty much normalizing, removing the stigma, and speaking to everyone that came in, whether they were a part of a vendor, a show, or if they were just there to see the
Enjoy.
event, why they were there, and what brought them into cannabis, and sharing their stories. And I think that's going to be the way to normalize this and make this something that is a household conversation.
Yes, I feel like we're in that, what's the prohibition stage at this
Yes.
moment, right? I feel like alcohol, they said, took about 15 years before it was normalized, where it's like now that it's everywhere on every corner, all the ads, right? I feel like we're on that verge right now with cannabis, but also for the way that the age demographic is going. You've got parents that had a experience with cannabis before, and now you have a child that you're not wanting to have an opiate experience. So you're learning new things that are happening out there, from the products to even geneticists or breeders and artists like Rasta that help to curate something that gives you a specific terp profile that can help with that. And,
Absolutely.
I think also with Chico's book being one of those resources, talking about different strand or cultivar names and then how they may affect certain conditions or ailments. Also with Dr. Sims and THC too. Like, I think all of the medicinal parts really bring together what this show is about, and that's medicinal cannabis and the Oklahoma marketplace and beyond. And with people like you leading the way, like we're so thankful that you're helping this industry move.
Well, I'm
and shake
excited
that
to
for
be here.
parents. Definitely. What do you expect in the future right now? What do you're going to be speaking at a couple places. Where do you see yourself in the next, few months, the next year within our industry and growth?
Always being a voice for the people that do not have a voice. I think that is my passion. With my daughter being nonverbal, it's just something that I really, really want to stress. And then I'm working with people, growers, different lawmakers, to come up with an ideal for children, which is important to me. So when you walk down the drugstore aisle, you'll always see children's vitamins.
Always.
You'll see children's aspirin. You'll see all different types of children's medicines. But when you go into a dispensary and you're a parent and you're a caregiver, you have your caregiver card, your child has their card, there is not necessarily a
Kids section.
kids section, right?
There's not a proper identification for small microdosing or whatnot in general. So
Absolutely.
It's more of a consumer advertisement of what's the fanciest packaging. And then it's like, I was literally going to ask what your thought was on how to educate the patients to going and getting the medicines for their children, because you have multiple reasons that a child may need medicine, just like the adults, right? Whether
Absolutely.
they have autism or they, whatever ailment or condition they're having. How do you educate parents into breaking down that entry, that to going into the dispensary and starting that process for their child?
So my goal is not only to educate the parent, but also to educate lawmakers, because that's one of the reasons that they have so much opposition for the plant.
True.
So if we can create a strain that is labeled for someone that is under the age of 18, understanding their
okay.
body size and type.
That's interesting.
Yes,
Okay, I like
and
that.
then being able, whether it's a concentrate or whether it is an edible, being able to microdose that particular individual, then you will have a bud tender or a owner of a dispensary that can make an educated conversation with the
Truth.
caregiver or a parent. Instead of the parent guessing, dividing up their edibles for their children. So everybody is responsible
Yes,
for that.
yes.
Not necessarily just the parent, not necessarily just the business owner, the dispensary owner. Everybody is responsible for having medicine that treats each patient. And I think we deserve that. I
Yes.
think we deserve that across the board in each state. And so that's something that I'm advocating for.
That is such a unique perspective right there. And if you're not a parent, you wouldn't think of that. But to think of a pharmacy or a doctor's office or anything of that nature where there is a child's aisle, and that child's aisle really is specifically for that child. When you go into a dispensary, there's no separation that this could be for children. It's just this is all in here. And so that's a very unique perspective and a good take on there. And I think that is something, folks, y'all better get behind. The children are our future. I know I've heard that before, but we do have a newer generation that, even though we're faster with science and all of this technology, they're still new on education and knowledge. And so if we don't help them to prepare and make it to where it's destigmatized, that you can, isolate this for them, we will continue this rat race, I believe.
I
trying
believe
to
so.
catch up, right? And, a perspective I just had as you were saying that, what's cool about being a parent is that a parent necessarily isn't just a child, right? We are at this age demographic right now that I still have my parents around. My grandmother is ailing right now, but it's the circle of life.
Right.
Geriatrics are the reverse of our children. So if you're a caregiver, not necessarily just for a child, even though we're speaking for children now, you almost are like still dealing with childlike things and issues, when you're taking care of a loved one
Absolutely.
on the end of life or just as an older. So that theory still breaks down to even the geriatrics into a point of, hey, these are for the 55 and older. These are for children here, where you're separating and letting people know, I know that's a smaller dosage because that's what my body's going to be able to take.
Absolutely.
Right? I love that concept. I love that. I think that's going to work well, and I can see that happening here in the future. Well, let me rephrase that. I see that happening, and I'm excited about our future because it is going to be just like the industry. It takes time.
It
But it
does.
is a great vision because that's something we can work towards, and it will be happening. So,
Absolutely.
oh, man, your passion is something else. Listen, guys, let me tell you, her energy is so infectious that, again, this is why she speaks with such passion. Is that minutes or seconds? Oh, okay, cool. I like that. See, my team comes through and they give us things because, again, this is a live show, so we can do what the hell we want to do up in here.
See.
That's what we want to do right there. Talk to them. Okay, so you're doing this now. You've just done those speaking engagements. That's going to be a busy week right there, right? How's the dispensary going?
Oh my goodness, the dispensary is going so well.
Yeah.
Everyone loves the energy. We have on Wednesdays, we have what's called funk therapy.
Hey, it's Wednesday, and I like that. We need funk therapy up in
Funk
here.
therapy.
And B. Leaf got it. He got that funk over there, boy. I'll tell you, it's in here. Yes.
Right. So when people come in for funk therapy, it's usually from 8 o'clock to 10 p.m.
Okay.
And what we do is we sage them, so we clean their aura.
Before they come in?
Yes.
Okay.
And then we also bring their vibration up with some Palo Santo. Then we sit down and we talk about or do a meditation. So we've done mirror meditations where you write your affirmations on the mirror, and we speak things into existence, and
Love
we
it.
talk about moving whatever they have, an obstacle, a issue, moving that forward and turning that into something that's positive. So I truly believe in taking lemons and making lemonade. So for me, you know, going through the process of having a child that has a disability, I had to turn that around for myself and make it something that was positive. She's not going to change, so I had to change my way of thinking and be an advocate for her. Once I made that change in my mind, I'm a better mother. I'm a better friend to her. I'm a better friend to the community of people with autism. And so that's the challenge that comes about when we come into funk therapy, figuring out how to change something in somebody's life, some type of obstacle.
Boy, let me tell you, excuse me. Let me tell you, that is funkadelic. And if you guys don't like to practice, you better start thinking. I mean, it's the battlefield of the mind is where things are won. And when you can think positive and you can turn those lemons into lemonade, limeade, all of the aids, that's how you know you're really doing it. And struggles don't leave us. Everybody's human. It always is going to happen. But it's not about what happens to you. It's about how you look at what happens to you. Because we're grateful. You're blessed. And there's a lot of great things happening. So even though you may be in a low end in the valley, believe me, there's a hill and there's some sun coming up there, and all you got to do is keep climbing. I promise you it's going to get better.
Absolutely.
And it's about your circle as well. Because I know behind you, you got a whole crew, right? You got a whole team, a power team pushing this.
Absolutely.
Golly.
Yep.
That makes me so happy to see. So happy to see. What was I going to say? God, I'm still stuck right now about just the fact that this night's show is so powerful because you go from helping patients like my buddy Milo over here who has Crohn's and he has some muscle ailments, and then a cream that just helped him to smile. That happened less than 30 minutes ago. To then getting this medicine of this beautiful genetic plants that Rasta brings with so much great curation that it literally touches you, right? And then you go over to you, which is just magnificent. I mean, there's a plethora of different adjectives that can be used to describe not only you, but what you stand for and how your aura really just engulfs everything that's around. This magazine, guys, you can come pick this up over at my clinic. I don't care what you say. Come up to THC2 right down there on 6th Street. Hold on, is it this one right here? Bam. Hold on, let's do it this way.
There it is.
Bam. Okay, that's what we're going to do. I'm learning my cameras, guys. That's what we're doing. I'm learning my cameras. But this extra guide right here, but also June 2nd, June 3rd, down in the Oklahoma City Convention Center.
Yes.
Shout out Eric Norton. Shout out the the Imperious Cannabis Business Expo, excuse me. It is going to be bananas down there. We're going to be there. They're going to be there. A lot of people are going to be there, but this is exactly what I believe our state needed. And we got some fine examples of leaders right here on this show tonight. So, guys, I'm so thankful for you stopping with us tonight. Is there anything you want to let the folks know before we head out?
Well, I just want to say to you guys, even if you're not a parent of someone that needs cannabis right now, you know of someone that needs cannabis right now. So what I would like to suggest is find out more about it so you can be supportive, whether you're supportive as far as voting, whether you're supportive as far as understanding pricing, whether you're supportive as just sitting at the dinner table and being very supportive for that individual that's making the leap into this arena. I really, really would like your support.
Oh, man, again, I told you guys, this is aura. It's infectious. I mean, who does that? Like, who does this? That's what we bring here, guys. I'm so blessed. I'm so thankful that we continue to have honorable people, that we have people that are world shifters. And I mean, this is only the beginning stage. Ms. Thunder, I hope that we'll be able to follow up in a couple of months with you, see the progress of everything, see how we may be able to keep shining that light with you.
Absolutely, across the country.
Let's go then. Oh, do we have some video with it? Oh, yeah. Wait till y'all see this.
Okay, wait
Guys,
a moment.
okay. So what I'm going to do, because I didn't know if we were going to have it ready. We just did this on Sunday, guys. We were down there at this event on Sunday. I took the team down there. We did the pediatric patient drive, THC2, and it was amazing. And then we went up and we actually sat and watched Thunder speak, and then we met some different growers, and we got to see a whole lot. What we're going to show you right now is just a little bit of what my team can do, guys. Check this out. Yeah, right here, right here. Yeah. Hey, listen, and we're back, guys. This is, again, we're taking it old school. Makes me happy. This is like our studio hall, right? He gets to sit right next to the guests on the couch, which is cool because I brought this little Super Nintendo, old school. You guys, that's what that is in the back. Okay, just so you know. But we're going to get ready to go over and look at some of these different products that we have, right? Like, we obviously showed you a little bit over there. I've got one being rolled right now from Miss Thunder, which is going to be good. What is that she's going to have?
I think she got the Chester the Cheetah #9.
Chester the Cheetah #9. Hold on, which one is that one? Is that this one?
I think that's her here. Yeah, let me get it right for you.
Okay, let's she got one over there getting ready to go.
Enough? You need some more? All right.
I like that. And then I went ahead and got what's your on right now?
Odo 1 Kenobi number 50.
Did you hear that first? Ode 1. Odo 1. That's it. That's what I said one, but it was one, and I was like, hold on, I'm mixing something here. Something's not connecting right there.
It's because Odo looks like the number 1.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
I think that's what you got.
And then I see you're going to get down on the concentrates you have, which is what's the combo of that again?
So we did a mixed batch with this one. We did the Daily Grape and we did white Burgundy.
Okay. Chico, we didn't get this in earlier, right? I didn't ask you what is your favorite modality, right? So can you tell the folks about that?
I love smoking cannabis. You know, I do about every couple hours, and I'll take 3 or 4 hits. You know, cannabis gets in your system within minutes, and then it leaves you an hour and a half. So if you got something you got to do later, or you got to be straight, it's easy to do, you know. But that's probably my favorite. I love smoking flower.
Okay. Are you a cone roller, joint roller, blunt, bong?
I like cones, you know. Of course, I process too, so I made tens of thousands of pre-rolls. But so, yeah. So my favorite, but I love fruity weed. Yep, fruity, light green. That's my favorite.
That's actually my favorites as well. So
Yep.
like anything, if there's a fruit in the name, I'm very inquisitive on it. I want to know more. So like any apples and bananas one, really one of my favorites, all-time favorites. Let me just tell you, if maybe you may come across and find a blackberry blueberry cross. So, like, I had that one time, and it was, when you don't know something, this was back in the day when they're like, oh, yeah, I got this, and they're like, oh, I think I'll take a little bit of that. This was in big Colorado days, and I wasn't able to go back to get again. So it's just kind of stuck on me right now, like one of those, the Great White Buffalo. It was a Great White Buffalo is what that was. So that's one of them right there. You know, so I think that that would be a beautiful flower. I agree with the berries and the fruits ones. Apricot is always good for those that don't know. Apples and bananas is great. It's new. That's really awesome. It's very catchy. Just my personal take. I like it. You know, it's obviously very popular now. I want some more old school. I'm ready for some more flavors to come out. You know, don't mind strawberry cough. You know what I mean? Some of those different things. I like those right there. And so, hey, the thing is loud. Guess what we're doing? We're going to Best Dispensaries, and we're going to go check out the selection that Chico's got over there, guys. And while you're there, you'll stop and you can get a book that he just came out with, which is going to be amazing. And then if you're over in that area, hop up about 2 miles, come over here to 1924 East 6th Street, the THC2, and they will be able to get you some more information, because we also are going to have Thunder's book in there. We also are going to have some cards and stuff in there. I'm also going to get down and get Chico's books in there, so that way we can do this and keep cross-pollinating all this goodness up in here. So that's going to be good. Thunder, what about you? I see that this is rolled now. What is that again? The cheetah?
That's Chester, the cheetah, number 9.
Cheetah.
Okay, so what is your style? What do you like, if you don't?
I love flower during the day, and then I'm an edible person in the evening.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Because you just don't know where the edible is going to take you. It's the magic carpet ride, you know, so you just don't know.
Long carpet ride.
It's a long one. Right, exactly. Right. Exactly. Exactly.
That is a good plan right there. Oh, man. Sam, tell me this. What about you? What do you like? What's your style? Are you a flower, concentrate, edible, what?
Man, come on. Y'all know Stoner Sam's out here on them blunts on the daily. I be smoking my flower. Okay, we smoke that hash every now and again, but you know how it goes, PJ. That flower has just got me by a chokehold, man.
Well, then when you get something like this.
Yeah, let's not sleep on how wet that this product is, guys. Whenever I opened that earlier, oh my goodness. Okay, so first I want to touch base on that concentrate. Dude, I opened the container, and I'm not playing, the smell punched me in the face, okay? Like, I haven't had something touch my sniffer like that in so long. But this flower, dude, okay, I've seen some pretty stuff come across the board from all over, but these guys they are perfected craftsmen, okay? They have got the foxtail down to a supreme. Every trichome on here is valued from them to a different point, dude. You're not going to find many growers that take care of their product like this. And let's not sleep on my dear friend Chico over here, because he clearly puts a lot of care and work into his products as well. So to have some powerhouses in the industry like them on here is phenomenal. We can't wait to integrate you guys through with the rest of everybody that we know. And I'm so grateful to be able to have your product. So thank you so much. Thank you. Dude, I'm honored to be in the presence of so many wonderful people. Like, I low-key feel like the coolest kid in the room just hanging out with them, but each of them are literally top-tier people, guys. If you ever get the chance to not only try their product, but to get to hear some of their wise words and stories of how they got to here, definitely take that opportunity, guys. That smells so fire. Oh, my goodness. Teamwork makes the dream work, okay? I've never seen a stoner not be ready to help another stoner. Dude, you meet some of the best people. Some of the best. So, how are we feeling, guys? We got some of it going.
Chico said that was his favorite.
The 50?
Yeah.
That's what I just, yeah, so.
Yeah.
Now keep in mind, she's not 100% cured.
Yeah.
She got a little bit of moisture left. That chest of the cheetah is done.
Yeah.
She's perfect.
She is perfect.
Let me see that bad boy now.
Thank you.
She's perfect.
Oh,
So
nice.
cute. I know,
Runway.
she's good.
Perfect.
She was one of the biggest girls in the room.
That's
Such
that
a
50.
huge yielder.
Yeah.
That's
she
that
was
50.
nice.
That right there.
Your
Yeah.
face
Yeah.
talk about it.
And the
It's just there's a lot of taste to that right there. This, the 50 is good. 50 tastes good. I'm gonna take another hit of that. This automatically just I would equate that to maybe that mouthwash of yours. That I would think that may be like that mouthwash that just kind of hits your gums and it just goes boom. What is that?
exactly.
And it's yeah. Yeah. What do you think of that?
That is taste.
Is it not? It's really
Glad you like it.
the nostalgia.
It's really cool.
yeah.
We put all of our love and heart and soul into that right there.
There's a lot of.
I'm glad it.
That one's good right there. That's
It's
really
like
good.
a pay to homage, like, you know, your history. I feel like your ancestors, your energy. I mean, I can just feel all of that.
Deep,
Yeah.
deep.
This is amazing.
Boots on that one.
Yeah.
Oh, let me one more, please.
You were saying, like, you feel like his care and his sacrifice
Yeah.
and his hard work.
Yes.
I think it was you.
Yes.
And you were like, you feel the quality in how he's, crawling through the grow room, struggling not to touch a single trichome or not touching a single trichome the whole time, or hours and hours and hours of sacrifice and work. I mean, I've seen him literally work a 20-hour day. Easy. 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 Oh, Chico, I love that.
Yeah.
This guy, I love that. That was the goal of the whole podcast.
Here you go. Thank you so much.
Yes, that is. Yeah. That is that man. And that seemed to be like the first one that like I think that's the first one that I grabbed. I believe one's over there. Ashtray over there. Oh yeah. We'll grab that bad boy. It's so funny because you know what's great about people that smoke? They ain't never got two things, right? Either you got some smoke, you ain't got no lighter. You ain't got no ashtray. And you always end up like you don't have water. So it just happens that people they don't have that water on them, and I'm just like, okay, well, we gonna balance that thing out eventually, Okay, so here, I'm going to do this last question right here. This is the question I got. What is your favorite munchie food? And we're going to start with the ladies, all right? So I'm going to start over here with you, Sam. And I'm not going to say your favorite food, all right? We're going to say your top 3 things that you like when you feel like you are hungry.
So, coming up at number 1, we have a toaster strudel. Toaster strudel, okay. Hell yeah, they're still in. I love me a toaster strudel. Yeah. I'm telling you, get on your toaster strudel game, okay? I like the mixed berry. You know what I'm saying? I had a Eggo one. 10 out of 10, don't recommend that. Do not. I'm going to tell you right now, just don't try it. If you've ever listened to anything I've ever said, it's that. Okay? So, no. Hard number 2, bowl of cereal, man. You just... Oh, Fruity Pebbles. Fruity Pebbles. Duh. I like Quick Trip Crispitos. Yeah, Oklahoma taquitos, whatever you want to call them, but you have them little things on the rotisserie roller. Yeah. I recently got put on those. There's 7-Eleven. It's not. You got to go to a Quick Trip for it. You can't just go to any Joe Schmo gas station. Yeah, it's a Quick Trip taquito. Okay.
Okay. All right, Thunder, come on now. What do you got? Do you have 3?
I'm coming in hot 3 with Fritos.
Regular Fritos.
Regular
right?
Fritos.
Okay.
Yes, old school.
Old school, classic salt. Just like you got so much shit on your fingers.
Yeah, exactly. And for whatever reason, I want them in the small pack, not the big pack.
25-cent pack?
Right, I need the 25 cents pack.
Yeah, I like the treat.
Right, exactly.
It's like a bite size. You're like,
Right.
I know. Okay, good.
Maybe 5 of those. And then I'm running through McDonald's to get that old-fashioned apple pie.
Classic. Oh, you know what? Let me go ahead.
Oh
and
my
just-
goodness!
let's-
Yeah.
So, little another did you know fact. Shout out another Oklahoma company, Bama Pie. Back in the 1950s, they went up, actually the owner, to Chicago, met with them, and then he was able to supply the pastries, which then became the Bama Pies, or which actually are now the apple pies. So shout out to Bama Company, Tulsa, Oklahoma, supplying all of the different pies from McDonald's. You can look that fact up, Jack. I guarantee you. And that's real deal. So again, shout out Quick Trip. Shout out Bama Pies. Watch out now. Let's go. Okay.
And one last one.
Oh,
If
yes,
I
I love this.
If I can't find anything but fruit in the kitchen, it's those little small cutie oranges. Oh my God!
I'm not down to half of them.
Yeah.
Then I use it as decomposer.
Yes.
I knocked down like 8 of those oranges.
Absolutely.
They're dangerous.
They are dangerous.
When they're fresh, those are good.
Okay. Okay, my number one, and B-Leaf over here loves these too. They're these organic, they're new. They're organic white cheddar Doritos. When I tell you they are the best thing ever, the bag is gone. The bag is gone. We got 5. Like, we're ready. Like, I love them. Full-size bags. No. Full-size, I'm going in deep. Okay, and then also, you can't go wrong with the bowl of cereal, man. So good. Honestly, what is the one? Captain Crunch. Yeah. Bro, I like the regular, but I like where they just do the berries, bro. Yes. Okay, perfect. Oh,
Captain Crunch, shout out Captain
so
Crunch.
good.
Not an Oklahoma company, making dang berries. So, hold on, so that's 2.
Okay, one more. Honestly, I have to go with the cuties too, though. Not to copy you, but we literally had them yesterday. They're so good. They're so good. They're amazing.
They're fresh, right? If you don't leave them out
We got them fresh. We got them fresh. You have to get them fresh. No. Sorry, buddy. Nope. Okay. That's my 3.
What you got, brother? Hit us with your 3. What do you got?
Some popcorn.
You're talking about like standard popcorn, or are you talking about like some caramel popcorn,
No,
the cheddar?
Regular. I got a giant popcorn machine.
Okay,
We cook it every day. Buttery and salty, like double butter, double salt.
I feel like I'm in a movie right now.
And then second place is any kind of chocolate.
All chocolate,
All
dark,
chocolate.
light, milk.
Any kind of chocolate, not white.
Not right.
And then the next thing I'm grabbing is mint chocolate chip ice cream.
Oh, yeah.
That's my second.
I got some.
That's my 3, man.
Rocky Road is first.
I can't mix toothpaste and chocolate. I just
Ooh,
it's a struggle.
toothpaste and
Not with
chocolate?
the mint,
I'm
huh?
not.
Oh.
What am I not a cool kid now?
I don't know.
I've never even thought about that when I eat it. I've never thought about toothpaste.
I love
That's
mint.
interesting
It's
though.
just, I don't know.
That's
every
right,
time
it's
I taste
minty.
something, I gotta put a flavor to it, and the first time I ever had it, I was like,
Yeah.
chocolate, toothpaste.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I get that. Now we're like,
I think you ruined it for me. I was gonna say that too.
It's okay.
So now I have to think of
We
another
don't need
one.
it every I'm like Rocky Road trumps all.
Rocky Road
Rocky
for
Road.
me.
Oh my God, Rocky
Yeah,
Road.
Rocky Road.
Pistachio is dang.
I like pistachio, but I'm gonna have to go with Rocky Road.
Yeah.
Rocky Road is my favorite.
Yeah.
Shout out Brahms.
Yeah.
That is an Oklahoma. Like, shout out
With the
Brahms.
marshmallow topping, the hot fudge on top of the Rocky Road, forget about it.
Their production facilities is
Crazy.
insanity.
And they give you
And they
the
give you fresh
special.
ice cream, special just made.
Shout out Brahms. If you guys
Love
this
that.
summer
Oklahoma company.
make your way out
Go
there
there.
to Rita, there is
So
a
good.
badass. It's a you
crazy.
just do it. It's a cool tour. I don't know since post-COVID if it's still the same,
Yeah,
but
but it was
it would be
insane.
cool to do.
And
Okay.
let me just
Yeah, man.
add two Brahms. That was my first job, and the way they dip their ice cream
Okay.
is in a square.
What?
Okay.
You will get written up if you do not take the scooper and go in a square. Okay, so it's a big thing. They train you on everything,
Why
and
is that
that's
important?
because that makes the ball solid.
Okay,
You know, and
it's
it's like
the whole
it's like a nug.
That's that perfect circle.
Yes,
Okay.
it's the perfect circle.
Oh, I love that.
Excellent.
Perfect.
Okay.
20 out of 10.
Rocky,
I love that.
what do you got?
What you got, baby?
So yeah, so Rocky Road is number one, right?
Yeah.
Rocky Road
I
is-
do love.
I
Rocky
do like
Road.
ice cream.
It's been a long time. I've made Rocky Road ice cream myself, put extra marshmallows in there.
And do you
Because there's
do
never
chocolate-
enough
Chucky
marshmallows.
chocolate, or what do you
What do you mean,
do?
like?
You do chocolate chunks
He's
in there?
getting-
Nah, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, magic shell.
Word.
Magic shell.
Okay.
Magic shell.
I like that. I like that.
Oh.
What's going here? I like
I
that.
got a case in the pantry of magic
Yeah,
shell.
literally.
Let's go.
During winter, it's too much because it gets cold, you know, it freezes up, you gotta run into the hot water. All right, so number two snack
Okay.
would be like, peanut punch.
Peanut punch.
Peanut punch is like, it's a Jamaican drink, it's blended up bananas, peanut butter, and like almond milk.
Like a smoothie?
Like a smoothie, yeah. Yeah,
Oh my God, he has
Yeah.
that every single day.
it's really healthy, it
It's
gives
so
you
good.
Bananas and
energy,
peanut butter
and almond milk, or whatever milk you
whatever.
like.
I make it every
Yeah.
day.
Don't worry, I'll be
Yeah,
getting.
pretty much every day I
We'll be
have
doing
that.
this, doing that here in a minute.
Yeah.
We'll be on that. All right.
So
I'll be on that
good.
shit. So that's a good number.
Yeah, you
two.
don't need any ice,
so
you don't
good.
need
Anything,
milk.
just pour
And
milk.
then it's a good base, right? So you put like reishi mushroom in there.
Yeah.
We
You
use almond
you
milk.
can put
organic
some cumin
products,
in there.
everything.
You can put some pepper. You can put
Cumin's
whatever you
good.
want in there.
Cumin's good.
So
But it's
good.
not activated till you
So
add pepper, right?
I think so. I think she would probably know better.
Cumin's not activated till you add pepper, right?
Correct.
Like
Okay,
so,
perfect.
good.
Nice.
What
So it's
else
a
you
good
got?
base. You can put all kinds of good stuff in there.
So
And it's
good.
not sweet. I don't use the sweetened almond milk or anything like that. So it's just, it's not really like sweet.
Oh, what's the name of it again?
Peanut punch.
Peanut punch,
Yeah.
Rocky Road. What's number three?
I can go for like a nice warm piece of toast with some butter and jelly on it.
Slay. Yeah.
Like right away.
Honestly, yeah.
Warm butter.
Right
The
away.
jelly hasn't cooled the toast yet. It's gone.
It's so
Like
good.
Forget about it.
Yeah, that's the
What type of
best.
jelly?
I should have said that.
I'm pretty flexible, but I like exotics, so, you know what I mean? So anything that's not, normal, I would probably go for. Like
Right.
strawberry, I love, but I'd probably go away from it because it's, everybody can have strawberry.
Blackberry,
It's
apricot,
accessible.
preserves, all kinds of
Okay.
stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything wild, like
Yeah.
I have a garden in my house for vegetables
We
and
try to grow
fruits.
gooseberries because they've never been grown in America. They have never been correctly grown in our climate.
So
Ever.
we had it indoors.
Yes.
So I grew some gooseberries, we do all kinds of stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, gooseberry jam's really good.
So
Right.
good.
Yeah.
So good.
Cape berries, they're
Guess
also
where I'm
cape
coming?
berries.
I'm
And
coming
we
down
have
to
a-
get some of that shit from y'all.
Oh my god, and we have this exotic fruit box subscription, and we get all kinds of crazy.
Really?
fruit. It's insane. I
Yeah.
love
Okay.
fruit.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
insane, and you can literally just find that on Google.
I do too.
Oh my
Love
gosh,
it.
I love
I like
fruit.
Love
roses too. I just really, I think.
It's
I
insane,
like
and it's so refreshing. It's like very connected with nature, more
Yeah.
so, especially when they're the organic, like handcrafted boxes. You feel people helping that and making it what it is, and you just take the love in it. It's so good. I love those fruits. I feel like literally completely rehabilitated when I eat those fruit. It's
Let's
amazing.
go.
It's
That's
so
how I
good.
feel.
It's so good.
I
love
feel
it.
that way when I eat fruit all the time and then juicing. Because
Yes. Oh my God,
I
I
drink
just did a
orange juice all the
juice
time, but
cleanse.
I drink orange juice every day all
Blew
day.
my life away. I've
Um,
never done that before.
They're so good. They're so
Great.
good. Real quick on my three while we get ready to wrap this up because we just had a great session. And you know what really rose my joint? Yeah, I used it. Dude, this is going to be good. I'm going to bring that in. I'm going to figure that one out, but I like that line, wasn't it?
It's pretty good.
You know,
That really rolls
yeah,
my
you know what really rose? I'm going to make a segment about that, and we're going to work on something there. What really rose my joint? Yes. Fuck yes. Type of reviews we need right there. I would say I do like drumsticks. So for some reason they just, I can knock down about 4 or 5. It's like they just start going. It's something else about those drumsticks. I'm also like a little kid at heart. So like the movies, I'll just crush candy, and it's more like Sour Patch Kids, sour candy. That's another thing like the movies. And then I think to kind of go with like what you were on, I can eat breakfast every day all day. So like it's French toast, or it's I can do cinnamon toast. So like hot butter with the cinnamon on. Like that, I can knock down a loaf of bread with that. Like that. Forget about it. Or cinnamon butter is dangerous. And you do one better, a honey butter.
Oh, don't get me started. You know they have those in containers from Whataburger?
Listen, danger. All right, guys. Well, listen, that was awesome. This was old school. This is MCM, and we are live, guys. We'll see you next Wednesday, 7 to 9. Check us out. Boom fire.
Love and respect, Ellen.
Awesome.
Great time.
And that wraps up another episode of Medical Cannabis Marketplace Live, brought to you every Wednesday night right here by THC2 and Studio 30. We want to thank our guests tonight. We had Chico Sherwood from Best Dispensaries. We had Rasta from Bee Leaf Cannabis. And we had Thunder Breathe Walker from Proud Mary Cannabis. Next week, 7 o'clock, be here or be square. On behalf of the staff and Perry Jones III, have a good evening.